Today we're going to be checking out a channel called FGtheexplainer. And apparently, he tells interesting stories. Alright. Let's see what FG got going on. Let me turn off the music. Bada boom, bada bing. Thank you, That Turtle Gamer, for the 5 gifted. Someone talking about playing Red Dead Redemption 2. That game is like, bro, that game lasts a whole pregnancy, bro. That's too long. That game's way too long, bruh. Way too long. Horrifically long.
Weird things. 10 weird things you didn't know about Vikings. First, some Vikings deliberately carved grooves into their teeth and filled them with colored pigment.
We've seen this one before.
These are 10 weird things you didn't know about Bruce Lee. First, Bruce Lee's body fat was only around 1%. A level
I call cap. No way he was walking around actively at 1%, bro. Like I don't think that's good for the human body, period. 1%. Like, let's be so for real.
Most experts consider nearly impossible to maintain. Yet somehow he managed to keep it that low for years.
Absolutely not, bro. They were lying on his name. Let's see what 5% body fat looks like, and we're gonna see if he maintain 1%. Hold on. Because even 5% body fat is unhealthy. Okay. Look at these body fat percentages. Now, most of us are chilling at this 40%, but this is 6 to 7%. This is 3 to 4, which means his veins were his body at that point. Because what do you mean a 1% body fat? Yeah, right. Right, sure. Like, we don't have to lie on Bruce Lee, bro. We don't gotta lie on his name.
Next, his workout routine was absolutely crazy. He started with 500 kicks and 500 punches as his warm-up, then did over 5,000 punches over the entire day. He would also practice kicks everywhere, randomly performing them throughout the day, no matter what he was doing.
Did he do anything else? Like, I'm trying to imagine counting out 5,000 kicks. Like, bro, he... Did he have any hobbies?
Besides fighting, Bruce Lee loved dance.
Thank you for answering the question. I got my answer immediately. Hold up, it's kind of hot in here. I need to touch this thermostat. Okay, boom.
Especially the cha-cha, and practiced it so much that he eventually became a champion. But despite his exhausting training routine, Bruce Lee hated sleeping. He often slept just 4 to 5 hours a night.
So you're telling me he was moving around on 1% body fat, kicking and punching 5,000 times a day, cha-cha master on 5 hours of sleep? Okay. Okay, sure. Whatever you say, bro. Whatever you say. Maybe he was just one of one. Maybe.
Believing sleep was a waste of time. And although his seemingly perfect body, one of Bruce Lee's legs was actually shorter than the other, so he placed extra padding inside his shoe to compensate. But the weirdest part of all, before his acting career ever began, Bruce Lee was a genuine street gang member and regularly got into brutal street fights.
What the world? Bro, I don't know if I'm believing that. I don't know if I'm believing that 1% body fat, man. I don't know about that one, dog. That's a stretch. That's a stretch.
These are 10 weird things you didn't know about Muhammad Ali. First, he only started boxing at age 12 because his bike was stolen. When he reported the theft, the police officer he spoke to happened to be a boxing coach. Next, he was
Okay. Like, just random. Oh, you got your bike stolen? I can't do nothing about it, but let me teach you how to fight for it back. Oh, okay.
Terrified of flying. His fear was so intense that he wore a parachute for entire flights.
I respect it though. Flying is terrifying. Flying is terrifying now, bro. Imagine 70 years ago.
That's just the beginning, as he rarely drank soda, never smoked or used drugs, and was incredibly disciplined about keeping his body healthy. But despite his discipline, he admitted that he hated every second of training, but simply refused to quit, saying, "Suffer now and live the rest of your life as a..."
like
champion.
this is very tame compared to 1% body fat.
He loved pranking people and would sometimes convince strangers he was just a Muhammad Ali lookalike while standing right in front of them.
Bro was a normal person. That's all they're telling us, bro. Bro was a normal person.
Even crazier, Ali loved calling people at the strangest hours. Friends would sometimes get phone calls from him in the middle of the night just because he felt like talking.
Bro was the most normal person, dog. There's nothing spectacular here. He just liked working out. He was disciplined with food, and then everywhere else he was normal.
Top of that, he shadowboxed almost everywhere, throwing
Bro was the normalest person!
combinations while walking through hotels, airports, hallways, and even while talking to people. But the weirdest part of all,
that's no different from just air dribbling, bro. And we all do that.
He could predict the exact round he'd win in, sometimes even weeks before the fight. These are 10 weird
facts, and it was 10. The only thing that was weird was the police officer teaching him how to box or giving him boxing gloves. I don't think there was a single actually weird thing that was in that top 10.
These are 10 weird things you didn't know about Pablo Escobar that only get weirder. First, he smuggled his cocaine inside everyday items like shampoo bottles, disguising it so well it could pass through security without any suspicion.
He was making them airport employees and airport insecurity work.
Next, he was so rich, he spent over $2,000 a month just on rubber bands to store his cash. But it didn't matter because rats kept sneaking into his storages and eating away around 10% of all his money. But despite having billions...
Imagine rats eating 10% of your money and you don't care. How much money is $2,000 of rubber bands? How many rubber bands is $2,000 worth? How many rubber bands could I get for $2,000? Like, I'm like, why did I think I could ask Siri a question? Why did I think I could ask Siri a question and her respond? Like that's on me. Why would I think that Siri could answer a simple question? Like, I felt like that was very simple, bro. Like, you couldn't look that up quickly on Google Siri. You could do that? Thank you. Like, bro. What if you play Red? I'm not playing Red Dead Redemption, bro. Stop the spam. I'm not playing the game. How many rubber bands could I get with $2,000? Approximately 200,000 between 200,000 and a million rubber bands. Between 200,000 and a million rubber bands. It was 5 to 6% body fat, but he said he was at 1% body fat. We saw a big 1 on the screen. We saw the big 1.
He dressed simply and preferred cheap local food to fine dining. He also loved to help others. He built homes for the poor, sponsoring entire communities, and even offered to pay off Colombia's national debt. But weirder, while he was on the run in the cold mountains, he burned around $2 million just to keep his daughter warm.
Like, if you're are you not surrounded by trees? Why do you need to burn the money? I don't get it.
But the weirdest of all, he turned himself in, but only on the condition that he could design his own prison, complete with a jacuzzi, a soccer field, and even a bar.
Bro got a mansion
Living in complete luxury while technically being locked up.
Bro turned himself in if he could make a mansion with bars. Holy, bro. That's a lot of control over the police, bro.
10 weird things you didn't know about Gordon Ramsay. Okay. First, Gordon Ramsay hardly ever sits down for a full meal. Instead, he eats around 5 small portions throughout the day. 10 weird things you didn't know about Mike Tyson. First, he was arrested over 30 times before turning 13, as his childhood was filled with...
Before the 1-3? He must have been dapping up officers at some point, bro. They must have been the best of friends at some point.
Shoplifting, street fights, and other petty crimes. Next, he became obsessed with pigeons at a young age, saying they were his escape from the violence in his neighborhood. Even weirder, as a kid, Mike Tyson was actually small, overweight, wore glasses, had a lisp, and was constantly bullied. It got so bad that his very first fight started after a bully killed one of his pigeons.
Hold on. What did the pigeon do? What did the pigeon do? That reminds me of, if y'all ever seen the anime Elfen Lied, where this girl had a pet dog and they just started beating up the dog and they killed the dog for absolutely no reason, like a bunch of kids. So then she proceeded to kill those kids. But like, it's like, why?
Later saying it awakened the fighter inside him. But that's just the beginning, because when he was in his prime, he got up before sunrise to run, believing nobody could beat him if he was training while everyone else was asleep. On top of that, he trained like an absolute machine. He did thousands of sit-ups, hundreds of push-ups, endless neck exercises, plus hours of heavy bag work every single day. But even crazier, his trainer predicted he would become the youngest heavyweight champion of the world ever, only after watching him spar as a kid for less than 10 minutes. But he doesn't stop there, because during his prime, he kept 3 pet tigers and even slept beside them.
Like, what do you need pet tigers for? You know, those tigers were probably declawed, though. They were probably drugged out the wazoo. They were probably abused like crazy growing up, too. Like, just 3 declawed, abused tigers for what? That's the question. For what? Or farm purposes. You know what? You're onto something. You're onto something. You're right. That's probably the case.
Later admitting it was incredibly reckless. Even crazier, Tyson earned around $400 million during his career, but still filed for bankruptcy in 2003, reportedly $23 million in debt, after spending all his money on mansions, tigers, and over 100 luxury cars.
All my money on mansion and tigers is a hilarious back-to-back sentence.
The craziest of all, during a rematch, he bit a chunk out of his opponent's right ear.
Yeah, he ate that ear. Yep, that was weird. That was very much weird.
10 weird things you didn't know about Kobe Bryant. First, Kobe regularly started training at 4 in the morning.
Yeah, you couldn't pay me to get up at 4 a.m. 4 a.m. The second I get up at 4 a.m., I think I might be going through a midlife crisis.
Finishing an entire workout before most players had even woken up, simply because he didn't want anyone copying his workout. Next,
selfish for no reason, bro. How dare you copy me? Like, he could have been waking up 4 a.m. with his teammates. They all getting better. And he's like, nah, I don't want us to get better. I want me to get better.
Kobe never stopped after taking 800 shots. He only stopped after hitting them. If he missed too many, he'd stay in the gym until he finally reached his target. But it gets weirder because instead of 1 long night's sleep, Kobe sometimes split his rest into 2 shorter or 3 to 4 hours periods so he could fit an extra training session without sacrificing recovery. But that's just the beginning, as he became so familiar with other NBA players that he could often recognize who was approaching just by the sound and rhythm of their footsteps. He also became fluent in Italian and Spanish from a young age, and his Italian sounded so natural that many Italians were surprised by his accent. He'd even intimidate international players by suddenly speaking their language during game.
How does that intimidate you? Like, how does that get one to shake? They start speaking your language mid-match. How that starts intimidating you? That don't make sense. That don't make sense at all.
And could also understand what opposing coaches were saying. On top of that, Kobe was so good at basketball.
Did he just hit a front flip? That has to be illegal.
That he became an 18-time NBA All-Star, a milestone only 2 other players have ever reached. But the weirdest part of all, Kobe completely tore his Achilles tendon during a game. Yet instead of collapsing, he calmly walked to the free throw line, made both free throws, and only then walked off the court. 10 weird
element of surprise. Like, I can only imagine you're playing basketball in a different country. They spoke English and you got confused. And you're like, whoa, you speak English. Like,
10 weird things you didn't know about The Rock. First, The Rock often urinates in bottles because he says his workouts are so intense that he doesn't want to waste time.
The Trojan horse was way more terrifying than what you learned. But why? It all started after 10 years of brutal battles between...
I just realized this is a different voice.
...between the Greeks and the city of Troy, when the Greeks almost ran out of soldiers because they could never break through the massive walls around the city. The soldiers had lost all hope until one of their strategists came up with a brilliant idea to trick the people of Troy. They built a massive wooden horse, just big enough for their strongest soldiers to hide inside, and sent it to the city. Meanwhile...
And they were all in the Trojan horse, peeing and pooing on each other, waiting and camping. Just remember, like, imagine you and your best friend, y'all just side by side, y'all laughing it up at the bottom of the Trojan, and you just get pooed on. You and your best friend chilling, talking about what y'all gonna do when y'all come home, and then you start to notice it's raining, and you're looking up, you're like, what? How is it raining? We're inside. Pee to the face. I'm just saying, dog. I'm just saying, it sounds like a horrible time. Sounds like a horrific time.
The Greeks burned their camps and sailed away, pretending to surrender. So when the Trojans found the horse, they believed it was a sign of victory and started celebrating. Except for one Trojan philosopher. He didn't trust the horse and threw a spear into it, almost hitting the Greek soldiers and exposing the plan. But the people of Troy didn't listen and continued the party till deep into the night. Meanwhile,
they're all in there peeing and pooing on each other. Like, deep into the night, they're still peeing and pooing on each other.
Greek soldiers hidden inside the horse waited silently as the Trojan guards got drunk. And this is where it gets terrifying. When the city finally fell asleep, the soldiers climbed out of the horse and opened the gates for the Greek army. The Trojan soldiers woke up drunk, only to see someone standing next to their bed before being executed. The Trojan horse...
Honestly, if I was that philosopher, I would have actually been able to hit the guy inside. We would have heard them scream, and then history has changed forever. History's forever changed. That's if I was the philosopher, though, because y'all know I'm a good throw. I used to do javelin when I was younger, bro. So I would have hit that shot dead on. I mean, I feel like they should at least threw more than one. Like, they only throwing one spear. Just uno, like.
These are 10 weird things you didn't know about Vincent van Gogh that only get weirder. First, he was extremely unstable. His mood could flip instantly, and he was so hard to be around that he spent most of his time alone.
Okay, so he's still us. He's like us.
Next, he didn't start painting until he was 27. Before
he became a goat and started at 27?
that, he tried to be a teacher and worked in a bookshop, but failed at both due to his instability. Even crazier, although he started late and died at just 37,
he became a goat in 10 years?
he still made over 800 paintings in his life. That's about one painting every 4 days, while for other professionals, it took about 4 weeks. But it gets weirder as he only sold one painting in his life, because at the time, most people hate.
Yeah, because they thought he was mid. He was one of those people, like, he didn't get appreciated until after he died. So basically, his life sucked.
His style. On top of that, he survived on bread, coffee, and cigarettes, because instead of buying food, he spent all his money on paint. But it gets even weirder as he was obsessed with the color yellow. He was so obsessed, he would often eat yellow paint.
I think he was just undiagnosed. I think he was undiagnosed, bro. That's all that was. Like, yo, his life stinks. His life stinks. He failed at being a teacher, failed at being a bookstore owner. So he began painting at 27. Everyone thought he sucks. His diet was cigarettes, bread, and paint. And he was obsessed with the color yellow. One of the ugliest colors of all time he was obsessed with. Yeah, that's bad. That's right.
But it also gets extremely dark as he suffered from insomnia and drank heavily, even to the point he started hallucinating and cut off his own ear. These are 10...
Yo, Van Gogh needed help. He just needed help. That's what it sounds like. He hallucinated into cutting his ear off? He had no family, no nothing? He had nobody to care about him, bro. And that's really what it all comes down to. The paint thing wasn't true. It's just an internet myth. I'll be the judge of that. I'm gonna ask him.
These are the 5 weirdest laws in ancient China. First, if you were short, you literally couldn't be found guilty of a crime.
That has to be over-exaggerated. That has to be over-exaggerated. That's not...
10 weird things you didn't know. These are the 5 weirdest laws in ancient China. First, if you were short, you literally couldn't be found guilty of a crime. Since they didn't keep track of birth records, ancient Chinese courts use height instead of age to determine whether someone was an adult.
There's there's not. They can look at your face and tell, bro. They can look at your face and see the age on your face. That's an over-exaggerated law.
This meant a tall 10-year-old could be punished as an adult, while a much older but shorter criminal might not. Next, wearing the wrong color could get you locked up, as certain colors like yellow were only meant for the emperor. But even weirder, in some periods of ancient China, tears were seen as a sign of weakness. If an adult male was caught openly...
I mean, it is. I mean, yeah, it is seen as I think that's like everywhere. Definitely everywhere ancient. If you're crying, you're seen as like, you're definitely seen as a little weaker. Thank you, Moonstar, for the sub.
Crying, his beard and eyebrows would be shaved off as punishment.
Why are you cutting off my facial hair because I cry?
That's not all, because if you owned too many horses, they were taken away from you. Horses were seen as military assets, and the government worried wealthy people might be building private armies. But the weirdest
building private armies, yeah, okay.
part of all, if an examinee's handwriting was bad, they were forced to drink 200 milliliters of ink. These are the 5...
Sorry, if an examinee's handwriting was bad, they had to chug ink? Man, just doing anything. I look at YouTube chat. He talking about yellow goated. Bro, yellow is... Oh, man. Just liars, bro. Just a whole bunch of lies. 200 milliliters of straight ink. Yeah, those people were... They were dying, bro.
10 weird things you didn't know about Arnold Schwarzenegger. First, he stayed in the gym long after everyone else had gone home, always adding extra workouts because he believes average effort only creates average results. Next, Arnold could mentally see his muscles growing during every workout as he visualized them expanding because he believed it improved his training. And
I feel like that's probably anybody who works out.
It's even weirder as he actually smiled
because of him, they work out like that.
During brutal workouts because he learned to enjoy the pain in his muscles, saying it makes progress easier. But despite all the training,
none of these are weird.
Arnold slept surprisingly little and often claimed that 6 hours was enough. Instead of sleeping longer, he'd simply say, sleep faster. But before...
Sleep faster! Oh, Arnold's a genius, bro! Nah, that's an educated... Just sleep faster. You're right.
Becoming famous, Arnold even washed cars to learn business, using his bodybuilding prize money to make his first investment in a car wash. He also constantly set bigger goals. After becoming Mr. Olympia, he conquered Hollywood, then went into politics and even became the governor of California. And this is just the beginning, as he became so obsessed with military vehicles that he eventually bought one himself.
I mean, if we could buy a tank, we would. Like if we could have a property and we're like, and we wanted to say we want to have a tank in the backyard, we would all do that. He's sounding very normal to me.
But it gets a lot crazier because before filming The Terminator, Arnold spent months learning to move like a robot. He even practiced reloading, aiming, and stripping guns completely blindfolded until every movement looked robotic.
Like I said, he's a normal guy who's an actor.
But the weirdest of all, even in his 70s, Arnold still trains almost every day, refusing to give up the routine that made him famous.
That's impressive. 70? Bro, if I'm 70, all I'm doing is walking for the rest of my life, bro. I'm not doing any of the extra stuff. What I need to live all this weight for at 70? Ain't nothing for me to do.
10 reasons why Galileo was a lot weirder than you thought. First, Galileo was obsessed.
Heard something fall. I don't know who Galileo is.
10 reasons why Galileo was a lot weirder than you thought.
Let's see who Galileo is. Galileo. Who's Galileo? Italian astronomer, physicist, and mathematician. Okay.
First, Galileo was obsessed with proving people wrong, especially when people relied on authority instead of actual evidence.
We are all, bro, he's sounding very normal right now.
Next, he became obsessed with measuring everything.
Very normal. I've measured every apple I've ever eaten. I've measured every orange. We put our food on a scale sometimes and we measure to see how much we eaten. Repeatedly
dropping objects just to study their hidden mathematical patterns.
Okay, no, I didn't drop things in repeat to see mathematical patterns. Never mind. He got me. He got me. Waka, I love your bid. Okay, let me read this. Waka, I love your vids. Ignore the haters. You're freaking awesome. And then you ask for a shout out. You're not slick. You are not slick. Ask for a shadow at the end of that. Holy. You have a question. Then ask your question instead of saying you have a question. Shout them out. Okay. Lily with 3 Ys. 10118. There you go. There you go, Lily. I'm waiting for your question, bro. But since you decided not to ask the question, I will continue and pretend like you never had a question to begin with because you took too long. All right.
And even weirder, Galileo didn't actually invent the telescope like many people believe. He just heard about the idea, rebuilt it himself, then improved it so much it changed astronomy forever.
So he just heard about it. He just redid what was already been. You know what? He took the opportunity to do it. You gotta respect
it. It gets even weirder as Galileo became deeply obsessed with the sky, especially the moon, because after looking at it through his telescope, he realized it was covered in craters while most people believed it was smooth. He became so obsessed with studying the sky that he eventually went blind from looking too much at it. But
he made himself go blind, bro.
Despite his fame, Galileo was terrible with money and struggled financially for most of his life. Because after his father died, he had to financially support his family for years. But the weirdest part of all, Galileo was locked inside his house for almost 10 years, as he publicly defended the idea that Earth moves around the sun, which was directly challenging the teachings of the Catholic Church.
Bro got arrested for spitting facts, bro. He got put on permanent house arrest. Got put on permanent house arrest, bro. Thank you for the sub.
These are 10 rules in North Korea that make absolutely no sense.
Okay, let me see if I can follow all these if I lived in North Korea.
First, fertilizer is so scarce in North Korea that every adult reportedly has a yearly poop quota of 1,100 pounds.
What? What? Poop quota? Like, what happens if I don't meet the poop quota? What, do they put you on a laxative until you reach it? Like, what happens if you just don't reach it?
That's over 3 pounds every single day. Next, if one person commits a crime, their punishment can affect 3 generations of their family.
Which is absurdity. Absolute absurdity.
Including parents, children, and even grandchildren all being sent to labor camps. And it gets even weirder as North Korea has an extremely strict dress code. There are only 28 approved haircuts, and even blue jeans are seen as a symbol of American influence.
You can only have 28 haircuts. That's hilarious. Can't wear blue jeans because it's too American. Holy.
They actually do have elections, but there's only one name on the ballot. Voting no means you disappear. On top of that, if a newspaper contains a photo of the leader, folding it will get you into trouble. And even weirder, owning a microwave needs special permission as electricity is extremely limited. But the craziest of all, every home has...
It's probably extremely limited, so you make sure that you can't get any contact with the outside of North Korea. So they want to make sure they limit your ability to create anything. Like, that's the only thing I could think of. Like, I'm just throwing guessing games out here with no factual information behind it whatsoever. Thank you, Twaffly, for the sub.
To display portraits of the ruling family. Families are even provided with a special duster just for cleaning the portraits.
He gets his own portrait own portrait cleaner in the household. Holy.
These are the terrifying steps you'd have to face as a Roman soldier.
Okay, I'm about to tell you how okay. Let's first go into North Korea. I lose at 3 pounds of poo a day. Okay, we're measuring poo. Really? 28 hairstyles. I guarantee you my hair texture is not taken account for in those 28 hairstyles. I fail at that rule. What was some other BS that he said? What was some other of the BS? Blue jeans. I don't wear jeans anyway, so I'm good off blue jeans. I won't be affected by that. folding the newspaper. Like, holy, bro, it's 2026. I'm not reading the newspaper. Like, what do you mean? What if I scroll past? Oh, they probably don't have social media. They probably have if they even have it, it's very limited. Like, if I scrolled past that Kim Jong-un post on Instagram and I didn't like it, like, do I get punished? Do they do inspections in your house to see to make sure you got Kim Jong's painting portrait clean? That's interesting, bro. That's interesting.
10 reasons why Walt Disney was a lot.
These are the terrifying steps you'd have to face as a Roman soldier. First, Roman soldiers would break into your house if you were poor or from a conquered village, forcing
Lord forbid
you to join the army and promising a good salary and retirement. And if you refused, you would be executed in public.
Here's the option. Join the army or die. I mean, come on.
Giving you no other option than to join the training camp. And this is where most men broke. You marched for hours under the sun, carrying almost 100 pounds of armor and a wooden sword twice as heavy as a real one. And if you fell behind, officers beat you in front of everyone.
Yep, I'm cooked.
Some recruits just collapsed and never
So you literally die or die.
stood up again. But surviving training only meant you were ready for something worse. You would march to the battlefield walking 20 miles a day with armor cutting into your shoulders. And when night finally came, you still weren't allowed to sleep. First, you had to build the camp. One mistake meant no food. But then, battle day came. This meant standing lined up while death slowly arrived. The enemy line creeped closer, and arrows slammed into your shield. And when they arrived, they would try puncture you with spears. But surviving battle didn't mean you actually won, because a single scratch could get infected, and disease would often spread at camp, only for you to be sent to battle again the next day. And this cycle would repeat until you died, meaning almost no soldier ever made it to retirement.
Almost no soldier made it to retirement. If you were sent to the army, you're guaranteed death. Get me out of there, bro. Get me out. Me and a twin at night, we definitely we definitely said, like, hey, we gotta sneak out. We gotta leave. I'd rather die out there than die in here.
10 reasons why Walt Disney was a lot weirder than you thought. First, he hated litter and anything that looked neglected.
I mean, that's not
So
that
Disneyland
weird.
employees were constantly cleaning and repainting the park. Next, Walt Disney was an extreme workaholic and almost never stopped working. Even his vacations often turned into research trips. But even weirder, Walt Disney loved peanuts and was rarely seen working without a bowl nearby.
Okay, so now we're getting to weird territory. Bro just has a bowl of nuts that have pee in them. And constantly eating them. Okay, now we're getting into unseen territory.
But that's just the beginning, as he would spend hours observing visitors for inspiration. He even disguised himself and wandered through Disneyland anonymously so he could observe guests without being recognized.
He sounded like he loved Disney, bro. That was his
But
baby.
even crazier, Walt Disney was constantly doodling. Even during meetings, he would sketch characters on scraps of paper. Yet despite creating Mickey Mouse, he never learned how to properly draw him. But the weirdest part of all, Walt Disney was a lifelong chain smoker and did everything to hide it from the public. Yet he ultimately died from lung cancer.
Oh. So what? We only found out that he was a chain smoker after he died from it, or I wonder how that was spread. We got one more. Let's do one more, and then we're gonna go on to the next.
10 weird things you didn't know about Khabib Nurmagomedov. First, when Khabib was around 9 years old, his father had him wrestle a tame bear cub as part of his training to build mental toughness.
The bear cub must have been just out the womb, bro. What are we talking about?
Next, Khabib became known for his extreme training. He swam through icy mountain rivers, pushed cars uphill in the mountains of Dagestan, and even wrestled high in the mountains.
Okay. I mean, the icy river is kind of questionable, but the
Even
other two,
weirder, Khabib's father turned their house into a complete wrestling gym by covering the floors with mats.
That's
Meaning
not
Khabib
ridiculous.
literally grew up watching
I said ridiculable. That's not ridiculous.
elite wrestlers train there every single day. But it gets weirder because after suffering serious injuries, Khabib nearly quit MMA and even thought about working as a nightclub security guard to support his family. But his father convinced him not to give up, and soon afterward, he became a champion. On top of that, Khabib was so dominant that some UFC judges never scored a single round against him throughout his entire career. He is
Not a single round? He was that different? I'm not really into martial arts of any sort. Like, I'm not really that into boxing or combat sports. I'm not into combat sports at all. They don't intrigue me. So that's wrong. It's not that they don't intrigue me. Regardless, that's crazy.
so good that he retired with a perfect professional MMA record of 29 wins and 0 losses, something almost unheard of at the highest level of the sport. He also set the UFC record with 21 takedowns in a single fight, averaging 1 takedown every 41 seconds. But he doesn't stop there, because after defeating Conor McGregor, Khabib jumped over the cage to confront members of McGregor's team, triggering one of the biggest...
Wait, so he beat McGregor, then went after his homeboy, and then after his manager, and then after his water boy? For what?
Post-fight brawls in UFC history. He was later suspended and fined. The weirdest of all, Khabib thinks you should go 2 to 3 years to Dagestan. 10 weird...
What does that mean? Oh, that's his home country. The only thing I really know about UFC is I heard they do not get paid good. Like, I heard that the UFC, they be hoeing their pay, but I'm not fully sure. Regardless, amazing videos by FG the Explorer, the Explainer. Do you ever think you're gonna watch Tara Green? You've been spamming that this whole time. Holy, I don't know what that is, so no. You spamming it 100% makes me never want to consume it. Golly. Waka noticed me. What up, gaming god? Even though I don't know how that's your name, and I'm the best gamer like present. Like there's not a single one of y'all who is a better gamer than me in here. Especially if we were to do, let's say we were playing a horror game specifically. I would beat any horror game faster than every single one of y'all. Point blank period. Point blank period. Because y'all, one thing y'all don't know about me is that I'm a horror game connoisseur. That's one thing y'all don't know about me. That's one thing y'all don't know about me. I really get active. It's just not on stream. It's not on recording. But I truly get active. I just want y'all to understand that. Cause I feel like y'all think I'm playing, but I'm really about that horror game life. Capatron. Alright. When y'all see in October when we have every single day of straight horror games, 30 horror game videos straight. When y'all see that 30 days straight, you know what I'm saying? Y'all are gonna be like, oh, he really is about this. He don't just be talking, because I don't just be talking. That's one thing about me. I don't just be talking. So y'all gonna be like, oh, he really doing that. And then all y'all have to owe me $5. I made the rules. I made the rules. All y'all gotta owe me all y'all owe me $5. Period. I'm either gonna get my money from you, or I'm gonna get my money from you. AKA, there's no way I don't get that money. Do we want to watch Generational Losers or terrifying versions of Earth that actually existed? Put Earth in chat or Losers in chat. Earth or Losers. Give me a second. Let's see. Oh, that's like a clean split. Okay, let's flip a coin. Okay. Should heads be Earth or tails be Earth? Let's flip a coin. I lied. I'm running a poll. Vote in the poll. Vote in the poll. YouTube, if you want to have your opinion matter, go to the link in the description to Twitch and vote in the poll. Right now, Earth is up. Earth is up by 65% is voting Earth. Now it's 60%. Oh, now it's 57%. Losers are trying to catch up. Oh, nope. Earth shot right back up to 61%. Oh man. I don't think Earth had a chance. I don't think losers had a chance. Earth is up. Earth is up by 14% right now. But that is enough. That is enough for for a couple of people on YouTube to come and just change the poll. It's a 30 vote difference. Earth has 30 more votes, but YouTube has enough power to change it. But it doesn't look like it's going to be the case. It doesn't look like that's going to be the case. And it looks like that we are going to be watching the Earth video. Mm-mm-mm. Mm-mm-mm. Mm-mm. 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 JJ, I'm not scared of your threats. Please stop or I'll leave the screen. Suck mine. How about that? Huh? How about that? Telling me to stop. Who do you think you are? Oh yeah. Terrifying versions of Earth that actually existed.
The giant insect swamp.
What does that
If you have a
mean?
phobia
What?
of bugs, this is officially your worst nightmare.
Okay, so what do you mean by actually existed? Like that's where I'm kind of confused.
Around 300 million years ago, during the Carboniferous period, Earth was covered in a massive, choking global swamp.
Okay.
But it's what was flying through the air and crawling through the mud that makes this era truly terrifying. During this time, the planet was experiencing a massive botanical boom. Plants and trees were pumping out so much oxygen that the atmosphere was completely saturated.
Giant spiders.
Oxygen levels skyrocketed to 35%, nearly
Giant
double what we have
spiders.
today.
And
And this
giant-
hyper-oxygenated air acted like a
Oh
biological...
my goodness, bro. Imagine seeing a spider and it's the size of your dog. Now, I'm not talking about including the legs. Imagine the face like the body of the spider, like main body was the size of the dog, not including the leg. Imagine the Australian continent during this period. Because I guarantee you they still had some crazy nonsensical things happening on that continent during this period, bro.
steroid for insects. Because bugs breathe through tiny tubes in their bodies instead of lungs, their size is strictly limited by how much oxygen is in the air. In this supercharged atmosphere, they grew to monstrous apocalyptic proportions. If you stood
Like
in this
what?
swamp, you would be hunted by Meganeura, a giant species of dragonfly with a
Sorry, Dragonfly?
wingspan the size of a crow. These weren't harmless bugs. They were apex aerial
Right.
predators.
Yes, because this is the best hunting species of animal today. Like these take out flies like that on the daily. These are apex hunters. They were a problem.
That use their massive jaws to snatch up primitive reptiles right off the ground.
They
But the
were a
nightmare
problem.
gets worse on the forest floor. Crawling through the rotting wood was Arthropleura, a giant armored
Centipede.
millipede that grew up to
Millipede.
8.5 feet long.
8.5 feet of straight millipede? 8.5 feet? That's like 2 of you. Of millipede. Imagine, yo, if y'all have ever stood next to someone 7 foot, bro, imagine that being a millipede, but give them an extra 1.5 feet.
and weighed over 100 pounds. Imagine a centipede longer than a king-size bed,
No.
slithering through the dark shadows beside you.
No.
There were also scorpions the size of dogs and cockroaches as big as dinner plates. It was a world
Okay, that's not that bad. I can deal with a dinner plate size cock. Okay, that's not that bad. I can do a dinner plate size cock. That, you know, compared to a Shaq height, a Yao Ming a height, millipede, centipede, whatever you want to call it. Nah, give me the cock.
completely ruled by giant, scuttling creepy crawlies. But this horror show eventually choked on its own success. The massive forest pumped out so much oxygen and buried so much carbon that they triggered a massive shift in the global climate.
Oh,
The
no.
planet cooled down, the intense oxygen levels collapsed,
No.
and the suffocating swamps dried up, finally shrinking these giant monsters down to the bugs we swat at.
Yo, talk about a fall off.
The last glacial maximum. Around 20,000 years ago, Earth
Oh, that
was
was
locked in
recent.
the grip of the last glacial maximum.
Okay.
A brutal, freezing era where runaway glaciers transformed the entire northern hemisphere into an unlivable wasteland. Driven by shifts in Earth's orbit, temperatures plummeted worldwide.
Okay.
Massive ice sheets began marching down from the Arctic, swallowing up modern-day Canada, the northern United
What?
States, and large chunks of Europe and Asia. These weren't just
What about the
standard
polar
winter
bears?
glaciers. This was a crushing heavy armor of solid ice that grew up to 2 miles thick. The sheer
2 miles thick. 2 miles thick. Just pure thickness.
weight of this ice sheet was so immense that it literally warped the Earth's crust, pushing the continents down into the mantle.
It's warping the Earth. Why would the Earth allow something that could warp it on it, bro? Why?
Because so much of the planet's water was locked up in these massive frozen walls, global sea levels dropped by an astonishing 400 feet. This dramatic water loss caused the oceans to shrink, exposing millions of
Oh my
square miles
gosh.
of raw seafloor and turning Earth into a dry, dusty, and violent world. With the
I
ocean
wanna see
shrunk
what that
and the
looked like.
climate frozen, the planet's water cycle broke down. Rainfall stopped almost entirely, turning vast regions into hyper-arid deserts.
Like across the board, rain stopped? Because if you told someone from the UK that rain stopped, they would never believe you. So you're telling me even in the UK, rain stopped? Like just never? That's ridiculous.
Ferocious, freezing winds screamed
So much water is in these ice cubes that
across the
rain
barren
stopped.
landscapes, whipping up apocalyptic dust storms that choked the atmosphere and blocked out the sun for
Oh, I know
weeks
those
at a
storms
time.
ridiculous.
If you tried to survive back then, you would be forced into a desperate, freezing migration alongside mammoths and saber-toothed cats, dodging relentless blizzards and hunting for scarce food on the edges of the ice. This crushing freeze gripped the planet for thousands of years, pushing early human populations to the absolute brink of extinction before the world finally began to thaw. The Mega Flood Desert. Around 6 million years ago, a massive
my
shift in
gosh.
Earth's tectonic plates literally cut off the Atlantic Ocean from the Mediterranean Sea,
Okay.
triggering one of the most extreme geographic collapses in history. With its primary water supply completely blocked at the Strait of Gibraltar, the Mediterranean became a trapped bowl. Because the region was incredibly hot, the water evaporated faster than rivers could refill it. Within just 1,000 years, the entire Mediterranean Sea
Like, I think it's funny when they do time skips. It's like, man, it dried up really fast, and the really fast is 1,000 years. Like, no, bro, that wasn't fast. But in the grand scheme of like life, maybe. But I mean, in Earth's lifetime, yes. But just like in general, bro, like 1,000 years.
completely dried up. What was left behind was a giant, apocalyptic desert basin dropping over 2 miles below sea level. If you stood down there, it would feel like walking on the surface of another planet.
What?
The air pressure was
What is
so
it?
heavy it would make your ears pop constantly.
What?
And the temperature routinely soared past a blistering 130 degrees Fahrenheit.
I don't believe you. You're gonna have to show me. You gonna have to show me, bro.
The entire seafloor became a blinding white wasteland covered in a
Why was
massive
it
mile-thick
white?
crust of pure salt. For over half a
Salt?
million years, this suffocating boiling abyss divided Europe and Africa. But the real terror came when the barrier finally broke. The tectonic wall at the Strait of Gibraltar began to crack, and the entire Atlantic Ocean came crashing in. It started as a massive waterfall, but the sheer force of the water quickly tore the canyon wide open, unleashing the unstoppable Zanclean flood. This wasn't a normal flood. It was a catastrophic wall of water moving at highway speeds, with a volume 1,000 times greater than the Amazon River. The roar of the incoming ocean would have been deafening from hundreds of miles away. The water ripped through the...
Hearing the ocean from hundreds of miles away? Hundreds. I'm trying to sit down and conceptualize what hearing the ocean would sound like from a different city.
With such violence that it filled the entire Mediterranean basin back up in less than 2 years, sometimes raising the water level by over 30 feet in a single day, instantly erasing everything in its path. The boiling hothouse. Around 56 million years ago, Earth experienced a sudden, terrifying spike in temperature that pushed the planet's climate to its absolute limit. A massive surge of carbon was injected into the atmosphere, likely triggered by intense volcanic eruptions and the sudden melting of frozen methane deposits on the seafloor. Within just a few thousand years, greenhouse gases shot up to extreme levels, causing global temperatures to skyrocket by up to 15 degrees Fahrenheit.
Global 15 degrees.
Because the planet was already completely ice-free, this sudden heat spike transformed Earth into a hypertropical, suffocating hothouse.
Oh my
gosh. The global climate was turned entirely upside down. Palm trees and alligators began thriving in the Arctic, while the regions around the equator became completely unlivable. Temperatures there crossed 100 degrees with near 100% humidity, creating a wet bulb effect.
What the heck does 100% humidity feels like? Like I don't know. I would. Can I experience that? I want to know what that feels like.
Instantly kill a human today. But the real...
Instantly kill a human today. I don't want to feel that. I'm wrong. I don't want to partake in that feeling. My fault. That's on me.
Horror was happening in the oceans. As the atmosphere absorbed the massive influx of carbon, a huge portion of it dissolved into the seawater. This triggered rapid ocean acidification, essentially turning the world's oceans into a giant corrosive bath of mild acid. The acid dissolved the protective shells of marine organisms, causing the entire deep-sea food chain to completely collapse. At the same time, the extreme heat starved the oceans of oxygen, triggering massive dead zones where fish and other marine creatures literally suffocated in the hot water. On land, the heat forced a bizarre evolutionary panic. Because resources became scarce and mammals couldn't shed heat efficiently, animals began to dramatically shrink in size. Early primitive horses shrunk down to the size of house cats, and ancient...
Sorry, did I just hear horses the size of house cats? Horses the size of... like though house cat. No, I'm not gonna lie. That's a de-evolution of doom. Oh my goodness, that's a glow down and a half. It's probably because they weren't getting any milk. You're right. It's because the grocery stores were closed. That's why. That makes sense.
Primates became miniature versions of themselves just to survive the grueling climate. This boiling nightmare gripped the planet for over 100,000 years. Serving as
my gosh, 100,000 years and no one thought about using a fire hydrant?
Terrifying preview of what happens when the planet's atmospheric thermostat gets completely broken. Mushroom Kingdom Earth.
Like they couldn't just put the fire out. No one thought about using water? I guess since the water was acidic, everyone gave up. But hey.
Long before towering redwood trees or dense jungles existed, Earth's dry land was ruled by an entirely different kind of giant.
Fungi?
During the Devonian period, about 400 million years ago, the planet's continents looked like a surreal nightmare landscape.
So you're telling me Minecraft and mushroom trees were real?
If you walked on land back then, you would be surrounded by a claustrophobic alien world. The very first land plants were tiny, primitive things standing only a few inches off the ground. But shooting up from the dirt were massive, trunk-like structures growing up to 26 feet tall and 3 feet wide.
Think they're edible?
For over a century, scientists dug up these massive fossilized pillars and were completely stumped. They originally assumed they were ancient, weirdly shaped pine trees, But in 2007, a groundbreaking chemical analysis revealed a terrifying truth. These weren't trees at all. They were humongous, ancient fungi known as prototaxite.
Why is it terrifying truth? Why? What made it terrifying? They found out the truth behind these trees. They weren't trees at all.
These titanic mushrooms didn't have caps like modern toadstools. Instead, they stood like smooth, towering
They were just
obelisks scattered across the barren earth.
Stick.
Imagine walking through a silent forest where every single tree is actually a living, breathing fungal monster. The secret to their massive size tree is actually a living, breathing fungal monster.
Why are they monsters? Wait. Why is it a monster? Am I not understanding fungi correctly? Why would I view them as monsters? They're what? They're hunting me down. Trees are living too. Like trees also live. Like they're not dead.
The secret to their massive size was a complete lack of competition. Because there were no large plant-eating animals on land yet, and no trees to block out the sun, these giant fungi were able to grow completely unchecked. They didn't need sunlight to survive. Instead, they acted like a global network of decomposers, slowly digesting rotting organic matter directly from the raw soil. However, their reign as the tallest structures on the planet didn't last forever. True plants eventually evolved deep root systems, wood and leaves, allowing them to shoot up toward the sky and steal the sunlight. By the late Devonian, the first true forests emerged, choking out the light, shading out the giant mushrooms, and driving.
And now mushrooms are only like this tall. They used to be giants. They used to rule the world. Like they used to really rule the world, and they choked it. Yo, honestly, all history is a whole bunch of animals choking.
Real-life horror kingdom to extinction. The Archean Eon. Long before plants turned our planet green, Earth may have gone through a vibrant purple phase. During
Earth being purple. Okay, you're gonna have to walk me through this one and hold my hand, please, because what are you talking about?
The early Archean Eon, about
3.5 billion years ago. We're just saying numbers now.
3.5 billion years ago, the first microscopic life forms emerged in the oceans. Today, modern plants use a green pigment called chlorophyll to absorb sunlight and generate energy. But chlorophyll is a highly complex molecule, and back then, life hadn't invented it yet. Instead, scientists believed the dominant organisms on early Earth relied on a much simpler molecule called retinol, the exact same chemical our eyes use today to detect light.
Also like the same thing that people put on their skin?
And this chemical changed the entire look of the planet. While green chlorophyll absorbs red and blue light and reflects green, retinol does the exact opposite. It absorbs green light and reflects back a striking mixture of red and violet. If you were looking down from orbit during this era, the vast shallow oceans wouldn't look blue or green. They would look like a deep swirling shade of lavender.
That'd be hard.
But beneath the purple waves, a literal battle for light was brewing. Newer, green-reflecting organisms eventually evolved, but they were forced to live beneath the massive floating mats of purple microbes.
Supposedly.
To survive in the shadows, these green microbes
like, having a guessing game of what could have been happening 3.5 billion years ago is just
developed chlorophyll to catch the specific wavelengths of light that the purple microbes filtered out and ignored. It was a brilliant survival strategy. Over millions of years, this green strategy proved to be way more efficient at making energy than the old purple method. The green microbes eventually took over the planet and won the war for sunlight, driving the ancient purple life into extreme high-salt environments where their descendants still live today. The toxic
oxygen... still live? Hey, show me! I want to see the descendants. The toxic oxygen wasteland. They talking about a Taco Bell bathroom.
Wasteland. Around 2.4 billion years ago, Earth experienced...
Happy birthday to Waka's apprentice niece.
...its deadliest planetary catastrophe. But it wasn't caused by a massive asteroid or a roaring supervolcano.
What was it caused by?
It was triggered by a microscopic biological explosion. At the time, Earth was an alien world. The atmosphere had zero breathable oxygen, filled instead with toxic methane and carbon dioxide. The oceans
so y'all know how like we've seen a couple of videos where they talk about some planets are unlivable. What if they're not unlivable? They're just working the kinks out. You know, because like it's saying here that Earth was unlivable at some point, but then we worked out the kinks. What if they were just doing that with the other planets? Like, and at the same time, from my understanding, when we look at other planets, that's what they look like years ago, because they're light years away. So we see like an older version of the planet, if I'm not mistaken. Those planets could already have the kinks figured out. Now, this could be a whole bunch of BS, right? But what if the planets that we see actually do have life on them, but because they're so far away, we don't see like the updated version yet? Like, what if we're just not updated, but all these other planets that are so far away have life? I think that's how looking through the telescopes work. I think maybe, who knows, bro.
By ancient microbes that thrived in this suffocating environment. To them, oxygen wasn't life. It was a deadly, corrosive poison. Then, a new player evolved. Cyanobacteria. This
Cyano! Never heard of you before in my life, bro.
microscopic green bacteria invented a revolutionary biological trick called oxygenic photosynthesis.
Oh, they invented it.
They began using sunlight to split water molecules for energy, releasing oxygen gas into the ocean as a completely accidental waste product. For millions of years, the planet managed to defend itself. The ancient oceans were packed with dissolved iron, which acted like a giant chemical sponge. The moment the bacteria...
See, look, the ocean's packed with iron. You know, we watched how there's this one planet where the clouds were producing like the clouds were like iron, or it was raining iron or raining glass. Like, what if they're not raining glass no more? Like, what if now they're raining peat? I don't know.
Oxygen, the iron soaked it up, rusted, and sank to the sea floor, creating massive red rock formations. But this planetary buffer had a limit. Eventually, the iron ran out and the waters became totally saturated with gas. With nowhere else to go, the toxic oxygen began bleeding out of the water and rising into the sky. The results were apocalyptic. The gas acted like an environmental bleach in the atmosphere, triggering what scientists believe is the largest mass extinction in Earth's history.
Oxygen caused the biggest mass extinction. The world had to reset. And other planets could be doing the same thing.
It wiped out an estimated 99% of all life on the planet,
gosh!
chemically burning the ancient microbes from the inside out. But the nightmare didn't stop there. As the oxygen filled the sky, it crashed into the atmospheric methane, the powerful greenhouse blanket that kept the planet warm. The oxygen tore the methane apart, turning it into weak carbon dioxide. Without its thick methane blanket, Earth's temperature instantly plummeted. The planet was plunged into its very first global ice age, locking the entire world in a brutal, crushing freeze that lasted for 300 million years. Snowball Earth. Around 700 million years ago, Earth looked nothing like it does today. There were no ice caps, no glaciers, and no frozen poles. Instead, the planet was a warm, open ocean world, dominated by one single massive supercontinent called Rodinia.
Shout out
But
Rodinia.
beneath the surface, a geological time bomb was ticking. Rodinia began to rip itself apart. As the supercontinent cracked into smaller pieces, it created thousands of miles of brand new coastlines and exposed raw volcanic rock to the elements. This split triggered a deadly chain reaction in the sky. Mega monsoons began to batter these newly exposed rocks.
Rodinia, why?
As the rain washed over the volcanic stone, a massive chemical reaction took place. The rocks acted like a giant carbon trap, literally sucking carbon dioxide straight out of the atmosphere and burying it in the ocean floor. Without its heat blanket, the planet's temperature plummeted. As the world cooled, white ice caps began to form at the poles. And this is where physics took over. Because white ice acts like a giant mirror,
I'm trying to think, like... I'm trying to see how many days would I survive 300 million years ago, you know what I mean? Like, how many... I think if we go 300 million years... We're not going to say there's an ice age currently. No ice age. We go 300. We go whatever is like the nearest after the ice age. I think I'm getting at least 5 years out of it. I'm getting at least 5 years out of it. Because one thing that needs to be taken into account is how different my body is from y'all. I have instant adaptability. You know what I mean? So like if y'all ever seen Solo Leveling, like, and they have like that system, I see that all the time. So I adapted the instant adaptability trait. So my body's going to adapt to whatever chemicals are in the air off rip, and then the rest is just straight survival. You know, eating what I need to eat, drinking what I need to drink. I could do that for 5 years, and then what's going to happen is I'm going to collapse out of boredom because I'm not going to have TikTok.
Began reflecting up to 90% of the sun's heat right back into space. This created a terrifying, unstoppable loop. The more the planet froze, the more sunlight it rejected. And the more sunlight it rejected, the colder it got. Glaciers marched away from the poles and slammed shut at the equator, locking
Holy.
Earth in a 2-mile thick shell of ice.
Just
From
surrounded by
space,
ice.
Earth looked completely dead, a blindingly bright white marble. But deep beneath the ice, a hidden force was at work. Volcanoes never stopped erupting. For tens of millions of years, they choked the atmosphere with carbon dioxide. Because the oceans were frozen solid, they couldn't absorb the gas. The carbon dioxide built up to extreme levels,
And it started
trapping
heating
heat
up
like an ultra-powerful
heating up the
greenhouse.
ice.
The planet warmed up so fast that it shattered the global ice sheets in a geological blink of an eye.
Oh my.
The sudden, violent
my
melting
goodness.
unleashed the most
Like look at how
catastrophic
look at all the evolutions that the Earth had to go through for us to be here. Like this place had to like factory reset 20 different times. We are 20 different factory resets later. And look, in like 100 million years, when we're running low on oxygen and humans are like 3 feet tall, if that, like, bro, we could all be puny. Yo, think about like 100 million years, we might max out at the height at like 4 feet, and then people are gonna look into the past, and they're gonna be like, Shaq was a giant. He was a certified giant, and because it would be 2 times taller than them, bro. Oh my goodness, I need to fast forward. Hey, I need y'all to chop with that time machine. I need to see what the future look like.
Storms the world has ever seen, permanently reshaping the future of life on Earth. The Great Dying. Around 252 million years ago.
Okay, so I said 300 million years in the past. This is about the time I would take over. Let's see what's going on here.
A massive chain of supervolcanoes began erupting through giant fissures in the crust.
Okay, this does not sound like the best time to go back. Super volcanoes. Okay, this sounds a little rough. But let me see.
Pumping out continuous flows of magma.
Okay, how much land is it covering?
They vomited enough lava to bury the entire United States under more than a mile of molten rock.
Oh. You know, that's some rough conditions I'm gonna have to fight through, bro. hey, that's some rough conditions, okay? Hey, but if I'm not in the US, I can find a way. But like, can I scout the rest of the planet?
But the lava wasn't the main killer.
Oh no, it
As
wasn't.
the magma blasted upward, it shattered through colossal underground deposits of coal.
Right.
It essentially set the planet's fossil fuels on fire, blasting trillions of tons of toxic gas.
It set the fossil fuels on fire, which means think about how many fossils were gone due to like how this part of Earth, like there's so much of Earth's history that's missing because like an event similar to this could take place.
Straight into the sky. This sudden explosion of carbon dioxide triggered catastrophic global warming.
Okay, global
Temperatures
warming.
on land quickly soared past a lethal 120 degrees.
Okay, look. This is going to be something tough. It's going to be hard to toughen this out. But if I'm near some fresh water source, if I get a lucky Minecraft spawn, I'm still getting 3 years.
Fahrenheit. The extreme heat then transferred to the oceans, stripping the water of up to 80% of its oxygen and suffocating marine life en masse.
My food supply is not looking that good. I still think I could find a way.
But then, the disaster took an even more terrifying turn.
How?
With the oceans hot, stagnant, and starved of oxygen, a deadly new player emerged from the deep.
Ooh.
Anaerobic bacteria. These toxic microbes thrived in the dead water and began pumping out massive, invisible clouds of hydrogen sulfide gas. This toxic gas didn't stay in the water. It bled out into the atmosphere, wrapping the entire planet in a silent cloak of poison. If you were standing on Earth back then, you wouldn't just burn from the heat, you would be choked to death by the very air you breathed.
Like, bro, okay, 150 million years ago, bro. Holy cocksuck, bro. Like, come on, bro. They didn't even give me a chance to spawn.
The gas was so potent, it even rose up and dissolved the ozone layer,
It was breaking into space. Oh my gosh.
allowing lethal UV radiation from the sun to blast and mutate the surviving life on the surface.
So I'm getting skin cancer as well. So let me get this straight. I'm getting poisoned. I'm getting instant sunburn and skin cancer. I'm surviving like 3 months, bro.
By the time the eruptions finally stopped, 96% of all marine species and 70% of all land animals were completely wiped out.
I'm part of that 30%.
It was the closest life
Actually,
on Earth
if 70% of land animals can survive, I can survive.
ever came to total annihilation, leaving behind a scarred, empty world. The Hadean Eon. If you could travel back 4.5 billion years to Earth's earliest days, you wouldn't find a blue planet. Instead, you'd be looking at a glowing, hellish nightmare, a global, churning ocean of molten rock up to 200 miles deep.
Look at how much we've evolved, man. Can we give a shout out to the Big E? Let's get a clap to the Big E, bro. Like, he's really did his big one, bro. He's been through a lot.
This was the Hadean Eon, where surface temperatures routinely topped 2,300 degrees Fahrenheit.
2,300. So that goes to make you think, right? If our planet at some point was 2,300 degrees Fahrenheit, and eventually it got to a point where we're at now, why can that not apply to other planets? Now, I know the thing about Earth is that we're told is that we're in the perfect position for life, but like, that just feels like a cop-out, bro. Like Earth really had to fight for this. We were not in the perfect position. Earth was fighting. The Big E was fighting, bro. Okay, so what is stopping other planets from doing this? Like from really fighting?
That is hot enough to melt solid stone and turn iron into liquid rivers. This extreme heat came from three main sources: the crushing friction of gravity pulling the young world together.
I think we were taught younger, at least in science class, we were taught that Earth was just in the perfect position for life. But maybe the only reason why they told us that was because it would be easy for us to consume as kids, and like to go further in depth with how Earth has life, we just wouldn't be able to comprehend. I think that has to be most likely the reasoning, because Earth has went through so many development stages that I don't see why it's not possible for another planet to do it. Like, it's went through, like, there's so many planets out there. There's no way other planets can't mess around and go through the same thing.
Tense radioactive decay in the core, and a non-stop apocalyptic hammering by space debris. The sky wasn't blue either. It was a choking, heavy blanket of vaporized rock, carbon dioxide, and nitrogen, creating an atmospheric pressure 100 times heavier than what we feel today. But just as the planet's surface finally began to cool, it faced a literal world-ending event. A rogue Mars-sized planet named Theia came screaming out of the dark and smashed directly into Earth at 25...
And Big E tanked it! He tanked it! Ate that planet, bro! Ate it!
1,000 miles per hour. The impact was so violent it completely liquefied Earth's surface all over again, turning the entire world back into a boiling ball of lava.
The Earth was literally a ball of lava. Growing up, we were taught that Earth was in the perfect position that is not too hot or is not too cold. You're telling me at one point this planet was 2,300 degrees Fahrenheit, and now all of a sudden, it's at the perfect placing. I don't know, bro. But I'm not the astrologist. astronomer. I'm not them. So they know a lot more than me. I'm not going to debate an astronomer about the craft that he studied. But I'm just saying that don't make sense. That don't make sense how we went from 2,300 degrees Fahrenheit to now we're in the perfect placing if we're still in the same spot. You know what I'm saying? But hey, yo, Big E literally tanked Mars, basically.
It also blasted a massive ring of debris into orbit, which gravity clumped together to form our moon. For decades,
We had a ring. The Big E literally had ice around his neck and was like, you know what? I don't want that ice. I'm going to just make something to orbit me. Why is the Big E so cold, bruh? Why is he so cold?
scientists believe this ultimate smash-up left Earth as a boiling wasteland for hundreds of millions of years. They assumed no liquid water could possibly exist, but they were wrong. The planet had a secret locked away in its rocks. The proof comes from tiny indestructible crystals called zircons found in Western Australia. These microscopic time capsules are older than the continents themselves, and they actually survived the magma ocean. Their chemistry reveals a shocking truth.
What?
Despite the planetary collision, Earth managed to cool down, form its very first solid crust, and fill its liquid water oceans way ahead of schedule, setting the stage for life much earlier than anyone dreamed.
That was an abrupt ending. But all that video really tells me is that the Big E is just great at development. Tanking planets, making its own ring. It was like, you know what? I don't want my own ring. I want something to orbit me. It got bored. He took a couple billion years. He was like, you know what? I'm bored. Let's get some life popping up. So he made some life. And he was looking around. He was looking around at everybody else in the solar system like, hold up. Where y'all life at? You know, like Jupiter, I get you were a gas planet, but if I was a gas planet, I would have turned to solid, but you still a gas. What do you do? Mars, you solid. Why didn't you do what I did? Why are you not doing that? He looking around the whole solar system and just making fun of him, just clowning him. He didn't clown on Pluto, though. He was too far away to get clowned on. Like, oh, shout out the Big E, bro. An amazing video. Captain Cypher. Okay, so now we're going to check out a game. Manly men. Do. Today we're going to be checking out a game called 500 Fingers Filet, and the synopsis of this game is 500 stabs, 20 minutes to escape. A horror roguelike about stabbing yourself in the hand 500 times to escape a deadly trap. Can you make it out with all your fingers, or will you bleed out on the table? Holy demented. The misgendering of Earth is blowing me. We have a photosynthesis warning. The game contains flashing lights, moving patterns, and intense visual sequences. Please discontinue if you have a history of photosensitive epilepsy. Let's go. It's getting kind of loud. Holy. Oh my gosh, this game is loud. Oh. Okay. So we cutting finger off 1 and 2 and 3 and 4. I need to explore inside your booty hole. I need to put my thumb and then my pinky though. And if I'm gonna put in more, I'm putting in dangle. Hold up. Let's get to the game, bro. New game. Who are you? I can choose skin color. Okay. Blood color. I'm gonna just keep it red. Nail color. Let's see. Do I feel like a baddie today? Y'all want to be a baddie? Let's go, black nails. Very, very basic. Good morning, he says. Here is how the game works. 500 stabs! Every 50 stabs, you get more time, okay? Let us start with the butter knife. Oh, okay. Butter knife common. 6% sever chance. Pain medium, blood loss low. After one miss, gain $1. Okay. Okay. A safe choice. Thank you, it was my only choice. And I have the stab button right here. You may begin. What? Oh. Okay. Oh, okay, so it's this game. Oh, did I cut myself? Oh, it's cutting me. Okay, so I have to be careful. Okay, so I could, like, if I'm not careful, I could accidentally cut my... Oh my gosh! What is this game? What is that creature over there? Oh, let me stab that. Oh, it gives me a little bit more money. Oh, wow. That bug really went splat. I'll reward you whenever you do that. Like, who is this? Why am I talking to a bear head? Different rewards for different colored bugs. Deal? I mean, do I really have a choice? I went straight full finger. Oh my gosh. Okay. There's only a 6% sever rate though. We're good. Only 6% sever rate. Oh gosh. Okay. Only 6% sever rate. Only 6%. Okay. My fingers are not looking good. Who made this ridiculous game? I missed? Okay. So I just need to be careful. Okay, why can I not hit the bug? Okay, I just have to be patient. Just gotta be patient. What the heck? Right here. There we go. Bro, this is like, I just have to get 500 stabs in? 500. Halfway through the round. You can, halfway through each round, you can buy things. Okay. Okay, so let's look at this. We can buy, when you run out of blood, lose all your money. Okay. Right here, black out, gain some blood. That's a ring. Stop the clock for 20 seconds. Oh, if I need to spam. When the finger this ring is stabbed, what the world? When the finger this ring is stabbed on, get 5 seconds. What's this? Stab 10 times in quick succession. Ooh, auto stabber, that sounds good. When you pass out, get more blood. I don't have enough money for that. Where's my money at? $39. What the world? Okay, and then right here I have lose all your money, refill blood to max, and break. We're gonna game the 5 seconds. We're gonna put this, what finger? Hey chat, what finger should I put on? What finger should I put this on? Thumb, middle, index. Okay, I see more of the middle. We're gonna put this ring on the bad boy middle finger. Okay, let's exit shop. I need to get 50 stabbings in, I'm pretty sure. Oh, I need to be on the button. So I just have to go faster. I'm moving kind of slow. And then my blood over there is important because if I run out of blood, oh my goodness. Yeah, if I run out of blood, that's not good. Then you have my pain counter. I don't know why my pain counter thing is blurry though. Oh my gosh, I just keep stabbing myself. Oh my, like bro, this game is, what? I passed out? You bled? Keep your pain below 100% to stay conscious. My pain was at 100%. I did not notice that. So I need to be careful. Okay. There we go. I got that. The time bug. Okay, I need 8 more stabs. Just tank it. Just tank it. Just tank it. 6 more stabs. 6 more stabs. Just tank it, boy. 72%. Hey, 85%. Just tank the pain. I lost a finger! Okay, maybe we can't just tank the pain. Are you okay? We can stop if you want. No? Wait, why did I say no? All right. Why would I say no? What am I doing this for? Who am I doing this for? Okay, we finished. Okay. Not as much blood as I hoped for. Let's try again. Like, why? Okay. Option 1. Plus 10% chance to double stab. Knife with what? Option 2. Uncommon rare knife chance. Plus. Why do I care about uncommon? Let's do double stab. Okay. Box cutter 25% sever chance. After 4 consecutive misses, get a random item. We have stiletto knife, stab finger, trigger the ring on that finger, 50% sever. We have to go with fork. We have to go with fork. It's only 3% chance. If I use this box cutter, I'm dying. What does hunger feel like? I don't know. Why you asking me? I'm over here barely alive. You're asking me some stupid questions. Congrats on beating the first round. Have some free items as a gift. Okay, thank you. What are you gonna give me? Can you give me something to get my hands free? You start with these in the future games as well. Wait, what's my items? Stop the clock for 20 seconds. I can stop the clock. I could gain some blood. Let's gain some blood real quick. And then what's this? Stab 10 times and oh yeah, let's stab 10 times. Okay. Okay, we flying through this. We flying through it. Okay, this thing is kind of wide. The fork is kind of hard to like aim with. I mean, at least our finger is gone over there on the left. Oh, we don't have to worry about the left over here. That kind of makes it easier. So ow, no! So technically you want to lose a finger. Maybe losing a finger isn't as bad as you think it is. Like maybe the fingers are just a little extra. Hold up, right there. Okay, how did I touch me? Do you know how crazy you have to stab yourself to sever a finger with a fork? Oh my, bro, like, oh my gosh! I gave myself a double stab. Oh, we're halfway through, we're halfway through, we're halfway through. Come on now. Let's see the shop. If pain is greater than 50%, gain 1 second, okay? If any finger would be severed, protect it and break this ring. Oh, you can protect the finger. Gain blood. We're gonna get the adrenaline ring and we're gonna put it right here. Okay, we're ringed up. We're ringed up. Okay, we could have got that quick succession stab. I forgot I used that, so that's why things are easier for me right now. Okay, so let's stab. Stab. I'm bleeding a little bit. Oh my goodness. Of course Like, why would he double stab on the same finger, bro? Stop doing it. He only double stabs when I'm on a finger. Okay, the fork is kind of wide. Like, I need to notice how wide this fork is. I'm not choosing a fork again. Oh my, I'm done. I'm done. I'm out of here. I'm cooked. I'm cooked. I'm cooked. I'm cooked. Like, what is this machine anyways? Give me that. At least I got some more time, I guess. I just have a little bit more I need to go through. I just have a little bit more time to go through, bro. A little. Oh my gosh. 9 seconds. 20 seconds. Whew. Okay. We have to fly. Time is frozen for 10 seconds, 20 seconds. We have to fly through this. We have to fly through this. We have to fly through this. Come on, come on. We have to fly through. Hurry up, hurry up, hurry up, hurry up, hurry up, hurry up, hurry up. 3, Oh, 2. At the buzzer, baby. Interesting. Let us continue. Why must we continue? Okay, so the stab machine has 25% speed increase. But plus 100% shakiness. The shakiness is terrible. I don't want the shakiness. Or we have the left side option 1, which is a higher chance of a rare knife, but 3% on the sever. We gotta choose 1. 1 is the only one that makes sense. 1, yeah, y'all right, chat. Yeah, we're going on 1. Boom. Okay. Stiletto knife. Syringe. Very high pain. Blood loss none. If you stab a finger with this one, you get $30. We have to go syringe. Look at how skinny the stabber is. Like, there's no way this is a bad option. Don't ask where the blood is from. I wasn't gonna ask, bro. I just want to survive. By the way, what? If you win this demo, you'll get a reward in the full game. Oh, reward me, Poppy. Something small. Just to show you've done it. Good luck. Okay. Okay, I still somehow... I went out with 1 stab because, oh my goodness, I'm already cooked. Bro, like, this is supposed to be a tiny syringe, but it's like not as tiny as I thought it was gonna be. Boom. Okay, we have to, like, I'm scared. Right here. Ooh, nice double. Okay. Okay, I had to luck up. I need a couple of doubles. There we go. Stab that thing. Okay, got more time. Okay, we're flying through it. Boom. Oh yeah, I'm a master of the craft. That's a little painful, but it's okay. Can I get a double stab soon? It said 10% chance. There we go. Thank you. Okay, that's another time roach. No! A time roach, give it to me. And I got a double stab. Okay, boom. What can I use? Reattach a random finger? I don't have $200. What is this? Stab a finger game. I don't want that ring. Every 15 seconds, if blood is less than 300, I guess. I have nothing else to buy. I mean, I guess I could have re-rolled, but I didn't have that much money anyways. Okay, I think honestly, we should be good. I stabbed myself. We are not good. We lost. They spared me? I did this for no reason. They just let me go? Oh, brother. I'm locked. Okay, let's see what I'm gonna stab myself with. A pencil. Ooh, consecutive stab 3 consecutive fingers for $25? No. After 1 miss, you get $1. I think I'm gonna go pencil. I gotta go pencil. This should be easier. You may begin. Okay, we have items over here too. Blood capsule, ibuprofen, lose 70% pain. Oh, okay, and then we have a pocket watch. First stabbing is not. Two bad stabbings. I mean, I might as well did 3 for the $25, am I right? Like, holy. Right. Okay. I mean, the pencil isn't too painful right now. I'm gonna just do 3 in a row. Boom, $25. Okay. I definitely didn't use it as a cop out because it's kind of hard. I definitely didn't use it as a cop out. Come on, wait. Right there. There we go. Boom. Oh yeah. This is the run. Boom. Oh my goodness. I'm the best to ever do it. I'm the best to ever touch this game. Oh my gosh. I'm a genius. Boom. Like, how much, like, how are you being threatened right now? Like who is threatening you to do this? How much are they potentially paying you? There's no way you're doing this for free. Because they let us go. Like, they didn't even kill us at the end. Like, I would have been like, oh, they killed us. That would have made sense. But they didn't even kill us. Okay, it's about to be shop time. Boom. Take me to the shop, baby. What do you got for me? We have too many items, so we could just go to ring. If the ring is on this finger, if the ring, oh my gosh, if the finger this ring is on is severed, protect it and break it. Every 15 seconds, if the blood is less than that, stab finger, gain blood. After 3 consecutive misses, gain $2. I'll do this one. I think the thumb is probably the easiest one to dodge. Okay, let's exit shop. You're saying first finger under 300 ml, but we're probably not going to be under 300 ml, but just in case we are, I think it's easy to avoid the middle finger as well. Let's go. Here we go. We low-key could farm some money on this one, just because we're probably not gonna get something like the pencil again. So we could farm some money and hopefully not sever anything. Boom. Okay, we got $25. Okay. Let's stop playing with our luck. I'd somehow find a way to sever my finger with a pencil. Cause that makes sense, right? Like, bro, sever my finger with a pencil. But now I get $2 every time I avoid my finger too. Like if I avoid 3 times in a row. So, ooh, okay, that finger is not going, is going through it. Need to be careful. Boom. Yep, got more time. Easy, more time. I want to go over that bug. Is that on the bug? There we go. More time. Oh yeah, we flying through it. We have nothing to worry about. We have something to worry about. We have a little bit to worry about. We have a lot to worry about, actually. I might as well go for this finger too. Boom, $25. Oh yeah, we farming. We farming. Oh, that hurt. That hurt. That's not farming. That is pain. Okay, just 2 more. And 1 more left. Easy. Why do you think this is happening? Because I have a fat butt. Give me that double stab. Need that. Ooh. I'm gonna go with... Yo, I want to go with letter opener, but look at that stab chance. Oh my, I mean sever chance. Oh my gosh. Okay, come on. This has to be hard to do. It has to be hard to... You said something about your I have for you? Wait, your cousin's snake farm. Okay. I gotta be extra careful. Oh my gosh. Oh my gosh. This is terrifying. Oh my gosh. Oh. We gotta get through 50 stabs without basically not hitting a finger. Because of my luck, the first time I stab a finger, I'm gonna get the double stab thing, and it's going to 100% sever the finger off. Ooh. Here we go. Ah! Okay. Oh my gosh. Ooh, this is terrifying. I really don't want to lose a finger. Oh my goodness, that was almost like a guaranteed finger loss right there. Ah, that's close. If I had that butter knife, it would have drilled through my finger. Oh. Ah! Yo, I'm abusing my thumb. I'm abusing my thumb. I don't know if my thumb is going to survive. It's hard to see this angle of the thumb. Oh my gosh. I need an anti-severing whatchamacallit. I need an anti-severing whatchamacallit. I just have the stopwatch. Lose. What do I need? I mean, I can just keep everything here. I don't think I need anything else. Re-roll, actually. Stab 10 times. Yes, please. I need to get rid of this. Get rid of this. Please use that. Whenever a minute passes, if pain is okay, no. I need to stay right here. I need to do a 10 stabber. I need to get off of this. I need to get off of this weapon of mass destruction. I'm gonna lose something if I stay on here. I'm indecisive. Right here. Oh my gosh. Ah! Ah! My poor thumb. Okay, I got the 18 seconds, but I don't care about the seconds. I want this to be over. No! Maybe I can get the reattached finger item on later. Maybe I can get that reattached finger item. Make your choice. Look at how his face is following. Give me a rare knife, dog. Give me the syringe. It's not gonna cut my finger off. Hey, Kayla. Over here being absolutely harassed. We have plenty of money, though. Oh, my finger. Oh, my finger. Like, I lost my ring, too, bro. Here we go. Ooh. Here we go. Flying through it. Ooh. Oh, yep, that's not good. That's not good. Oh, we getting a lot of double taps right now. I respect the game for providing me with double taps, knowing that I'm at a loss of a finger. Uh-huh. Give me my round. Give me my round. Okay, what can I get? Gain 10% pain every 15 seconds. Gain 10% pain. Gain $10. Okay. If this finger is severed, oh yeah, let me put this on this finger. Let me put that on that finger, bro. And let's use this. Let's get the stop clock. And let's do a re-roll. Might as well. Rotate the current knife 90 degrees? That's hard. Hold on. Rotate 90 degrees makes sense. The screen was blurry because I didn't have blood. I didn't even peep that. I was wondering why the screen was so blurry. Every 15 seconds gain 10%. Okay. F it. Let's get a thorn ring. F it. Here we go. Yep. Here we go. Oh yeah. Oh yeah. Oh yeah, daddy's coming. Daddy's coming. Yeah. Oh yeah, you can't stab me. You're not stabbing this. You're not stabbing this. I'll stab you though. I missed it. Come on. Oh yeah. Oh yeah. I mean, RIP our middle finger, but it really won't be missed. Like, is anyone truly missing our middle finger right now? Oh, we're running out of blood because we're bleeding out too. Like, our blood is going down. I forgot when you don't have a finger, you will run out of blood. Like that. I be forgetting about that sometimes. Like we need a finger. It would be very appreciated if we get a finger back. And there we go. Not as bad as you hope for it. Shut up. What is, like, I'm curious on what this stab speed means, so I'm gonna test it out. I'm gonna see if it's worth it. Okay. We can turn all of these sideways, but regardless, I'm scared. This says stab 2 consecutive fingers for $40. Like, they really want you to stab, but to get some money. I mean, this has a low blood and low clean, so I think I'm gonna go with the fillet knife. I just can't take that risk with the box cutter. I can't take that risk with the box cutter, bruh. This was invented for stabbing something. Okay. Let me see this weapon. Okay. So now let me use this screw. Is this easier? I can't tell. I'm not gonna lie. I cannot tell if this is easier or not. It kind of feels like it's more deceiving. Oh! No way that was on my finger, bro. Gonna mess around and lose my thumb. Oh yeah, that stabbiness looks terrifying. Yeah, this shakiness is ridiculous. Like, that roach is really playing. Oh, it was really playing on my finger, dog. Like, yes, I get it. I missed my finger too. Making fun of my finger. Okay. Okay. Boom. Here we go. Oh yeah, we're killing it. We're killing the game. We're killing the game right now. That's 10 stabs in quick succession. Give me that 10 stabs. I'm not gonna lie. Give me that 10 stabs. Let's see. Let's see if we can re-roll for reattach our finger. Let's re-roll one more time. I want to reattach my finger, bro. I want my finger back. I want my finger back. Here we go. $200. Spectacular. Spectacular. It costs $200 for me to get my finger back. I have $80. That's lovely. No, that's awesome, dog. Wait, what did I just use? I don't know what I just used. I thought I hit the 10 stabber and I missed it. So I don't know what I just used, but that sucks. Because I think I just wasted my money. Flying through this with patience. Flying through it with patience. Making no mistakes. We don't make mistakes. We don't sever our fingers off. We don't sever our fingers. We don't make mistakes. We don't sever fingers. Nope. There we go. Nobody is making you do this. So why am I doing it? 10% double stab chance? Hey, yeah, I want a double stab chance. Increase that. Ooh, green syringe? Oh yeah, give me green syringe. I'm not trying to lose a finger. Stab 5 consecutive fingers, reattach a random finger. What? I just have to stab 5 times. Hold on. Yo, we can get mentally back. I'm legally not allowed to say where this is. I do not care, bro. We can get immediately. Okay, I missed. 1, 2, 3. I got 4, 5. Give me my finger back, though. Give me my finger back. Yes. You run low on blood. If you run out, you lose. Bro, I got my finger back. F you. I stabbed myself on accident though. Like, that machine is shaky. Is it shaky, or am I just that low on blood? I think I'm just really low on blood. This game requires an intense focus that not many people have. Not many people have the focus of a man like me to not lose a finger. Okay, give me something for my blood, bro. I need blood. Blood capsule? Yeah, let me use that. Okay. If every 4 seconds it pains over 50%. Oh, we can gain some time if we take that. Let's use the Adderall ring, adrenaline ring. I said Adderall. Okay. Like, this thing is shaky, bro. And we're still low. We're still low on blood. So it's like, holy. Oh, we can get blood right there, though. We can get blood from the bug. Blood bug. No! I froze time. If I don't stab myself again, we should be good. If y'all don't understand what's happening, since this is a syringe, it's taking my blood out. And that's what's happening. I just keep taking too much blood out. Oh my gosh. Come on, move further down. Something to make me comfortable. Here we go. Boom. Boom. Does it hurt? No, I'm bricked. I hope so. Hope this did. 25%. But there's a 3% machine jam. I mean, I'll just take the more speed. But what do you mean machine jam? Yo. 50%, basically a 50% stabbing chance. And then you have this. What does me getting a rare knife do for me? This is like it's just going to kill me faster and sever a finger. Why would I want this? Give me that middle one again. Are all human freaks, or is it just you? Why am I getting made fun of and judged? I did not want this. Bro has the audacity to call me a freak. Like, bro. It jammed? It jams! And then it delays! It jammed 2 times in a row! Yo, that's ridiculous. Hold up. It said 3% chance of jamming. It's jammed 3 times. It said 3% chance of jamming and it's jammed 3 times. I'm cooked. I didn't realize that's what it meant by jam. I thought if it jammed, it's just like, oh, it didn't work. You have to press the button again. Not, oh, it jammed. It's gonna go off by itself. Okay, oh, gain blood whenever a minute passes. Oh, you can stack up on a finger, I think. I don't know. I don't know if it stacks up or it gets rid of one. After losing any finger, get $100. What do I gain from getting $100 though? Oh yeah. Yeah. Ooh, hardly missed. Okay, so now it doesn't want to jam. So I got hit by just some BS earlier because the game wanted to try to prove a point. It was trying to scare me. I don't fall for them fear mongering. Yeah, stab that thing. Oh yeah, we flying through this. Easy round. Not easy. Not easy. I got. Oh my goodness, it jammed. Easy round though. Easy round. Not easy. Not easy. There we go. One more. Why do you think this is happening? I don't know. Double 3% chance that all knives will sever. Double. I don't need a double stab opportunity. Okay. Oh no. Oh no. Oh no. Oh no. It's over. It's over. Oh, it's so over. I'm losing a finger, bro. I'm losing a finger. I'm losing a finger. Hey, chat, I'm leaving this one up to y'all. Y'all choose 1, 2, or 3. I'm leaving this up to y'all. I'm losing a finger. We're going with 1. Where do you get a glass knife from? Why this one make my brain click? What are you talking about, bro? It's so over, bro. Like, where is a safe spot? Oh my. It's over, bro. I'm not winning with this stupid knife, dog. I'm not winning with this stupid knife. And like, there's no space. It's no space for me to stab, man. Hold on. Did I find something right there? Hey, I'm here to lose fingers, bro. Like, where am I going to stab where I don't lose fingers? Where do I stab where I don't lose fingers? Let me know. Let me know. Like, the knife is so big. I spent 20 minutes on that one. I just made it round 7. 20 minutes for round 7, bro. Round 7. 20 minutes for round freaking 7, bro. This other game is called Shield Wall. Let me see. Do we want to hop on this time? Right now, I'm gonna hop on that on next stream, not this stream. Okay, let's go to the video I want to watch. We're gonna watch the Generational Losers video this time now.
force you past
Bada boom, bada bing.
a loser.
Put a nut on my. Whoa. Pause. Whoa. Y'all tripping. Y'all tripping. Okay. So I'm gonna let y'all choose. I'm gonna let y'all choose between two. So we have boom, generational losers, or we have 5 terrifying sea creatures you've never heard of. Which one are y'all rocking with? Put losers or C in chat. Losers or C. I'm seeing a lot of C's. Okay. Hold on. Poll it. It's not even close, bro. I'm not gonna lie. There's no need. There's no need to poll. It's not even close. Loser. 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 All right. Give me a second. Let's go. Flo JJ Walker, can I leave? You can leave whenever you want, JJ. 5 terrifying sea creatures you've never heard of.
Thousands of legends from around the world say the same thing. Monsters live in the depths of the ocean. From ancient Japanese myths
I think
to
the monsters are the ones on land with 2 arms, 2 legs, 1 head, and they have appendable thumbs. But that's just me.
modern online forums, the fear of sea
God, what is
creatures
that?
never fades. Today, you'll discover 5 of the most mysterious and terrifying among them.
I'm gonna see which ones I can beat up.
In the depths of the Pacific Ocean, where
In
storms
the
strike
Pacific,
without
so
warning.
already my chances of beating whatever enemy comes out of here is about 40%, because the Pacific is nothing like the Atlantic. Atlantic negs. Pacific, I'm killing the Pacific, bro. I get like a stat boost.
Morning and the sea turns ink black, Japanese sailors have whispered a name for centuries: Umibozu.
Cthulhu? Oh.
His appearance means doom, and no one knows why he only rises when the waters are perfectly still,
Okay.
just before the waves begin to surge.
You think I'm scared of a Titan? I could manipulate Eren Yeager, bro. I'm not tripping over a Titan.
Umibozu is a giant sea creature from Japanese folklore.
I'm not
Descriptions
tripping over a
say he
Titan, bro.
resembles a smooth black monk's head.
He looked like what's that one alien from Ben 10? The one that has like the thing on his face, like the little dial thing on the face. You know what I'm saying? He's just like a goopy looking guy.
Emerging from the ocean, towering dozens of feet high. Sometimes massive arms appear, gray as ash, with fingers the length of a ship's mast. Estimates vary, but some tales claim he loomed over entire
Okay, so
ships,
he is kinda
up to
tall.
100 feet tall.
He is kind of tall.
The name Umibozu combines umi, sea, and bozu, Buddhist monk.
What if like people never saw this, right? But the reason why they thought they saw this was because they saw the dark clouds and they had terrible eyesight, right? They didn't have contacts, they didn't have glasses, they had bad eyesight, so the clouds formed to look like that. And that's how they got the idea. Or they were high or drunk and they were looking overseas, and it was like the seas were rough and they were drunk looking over, and they see like this cloud and they're like, oh my goodness, it's, you know what I mean? And they just gave it that name. Or you're right, or seasickness.
According to legend, he is linked to the spirits of drowned monks whose lives ended unjustly. Stories say he strikes down ships with a single blow and drags the crew into the deep. What's intriguing is that dozens of similar reports come from islands across Japan.
Well, it's probably because they all are on the same drinks and all high on the same thing, so they hallucinate the same.
In 1834, a Japanese trading ship vanished after its captain reportedly said, "The sea is too quiet." Locals believed it fell victim to umibozu. Even into the 20th century, fishermen
That thing looks horrifying. But the thing is, if he was real, we would have saw it on TikTok.
still speak of a black head rising from the ocean surface. Some researchers speculate that real creatures could explain the myth, perhaps rare deep-sea squids or unidentified cetaceans. But no scientific observation has ever confirmed
just like-
umibozu's existence.
You know what I mean?
So if you're ever out at sea and notice the storm suddenly stops, don't celebrate too quickly. It might not be calm. It might be the first sign that umibozu is near.
Bro, it's calm. Celebrate. Celebrate and just don't crack you open a beer. Just crack you open a nice warm bottle of water. Yes, I said warm because who wants cold water, bro?
Off the coast of the Bahamas lies a natural wonder, the blue holes. These vertical underwater caves drop hundreds of feet into the ocean.
That's where last bro was stroking it. That's where he got his little fix-it. He was just going in penetrating these. Okay, Omi. That's what his name is. Omi Bose. What was his name?
Might be the first sign that umibozu is near.
Umibozu.
It might not be calm. It might be the first sign that umibozu is.
Umibozu is over here just drilling the sea.
Caves drop hundreds of feet into the ocean, and deep within them, legend says, lives one of the most mysterious sea monsters in the world, the Lasca. It strikes without warning, then vanishes as quickly as it appeared.
The heck is
Lasca
that?
is described as a hybrid.
What the f- That's horrific. You're at work. Your name is Spicy Nuggets. Can I get some nuggets? Can you fix me up some nuggets, bro? What the heck is a sharktopus?
Between an octopus and a shark.
A sharktopus.
It has the tentacles of a giant squid and a torso resembling a shark's body
That's
with a mouth
horrific
full of
looking.
razor-sharp teeth.
Horrific
According to
looking.
local tales, Lasca can grow up to 67 feet long. That's the length of a school bus. But in water, such a creature can approach unseen. The name
Not me,
Lasca
though.
has no confirmed origin. Some believe it stems from local Caribbean dialects. Stories about it have been passed down for generations on the islands of Andros and Eleuthera.
Okay.
Fishermen spoke of boats yanked underwater by a single massive tentacle. Many believe Lasca is behind dozens of unexplained disappearances in the blue hole regions. Scientifically, Lasca might be an exaggerated account of real deep-sea creatures like the
Yeah.
giant squid or colossal octopus.
Very, very exaggerated.
The largest known species, the Architeuthis, can reach lengths of 43 feet. But the Lasca, based on
But 43 feet is kind of like, is a 43-foot octopus really striking down boats? Are they really like coming up and striking down like little miniature, like little small boats? I don't like paddle boats.
descriptions,
That thing look ugly. I'll be angry all the time if I was that ugly as well. Holy.
seems even larger. What's fascinating is that blue holes are less explored than the surface of the moon. Some descend more than 650 feet and contain sealed-off ecosystems. That makes it possible for large, unknown life forms to
I wouldn't be surprised if a sharktopus popped up out of nowhere because there's just crazy animals in the
remain
ocean.
hidden. Lasca remains suspended between legend and science. But in the Bahamas, the fear is very real. And if you ever dive into a blue
What if the fear isn't real? Like, what if we went to the Bahamas and be like, do y'all believe in this? And they all laugh at you. They laugh at you. They're like, oh, you still believe stuff like this? Like, what if you get clowned on?
hole, remember, not all depths are silent. In 1997, the United States National Oceanic and Atmospheric Administration recorded one of the loudest underwater sounds ever detected in the southern Pacific Ocean. It was
That was Umi letting out a toot, bro. Umi going crazy.
heard over 3,000 miles away and named the Bloop. But behind the signal lies more than just acoustic mystery. The internet turned it into a symbol of oceanic unknowns.
What the
The
heck?
creature at the heart of this legend is imagined as a 250-foot giant,
Bro, that's an Alaskan bullworm.
far larger than any known.
That's who the Alaskan bullworm is made out of. Is that who it's made of? Probably not. Probably not. It's probably made out of like an actual species of worm.
Animal, including the blue whale. Some theories suggest bloop is intelligent, deliberately avoiding humans and perceiving its environment in ways no other marine life can.
Hey, that would be
One
hard.
belief is that bloop can mute the ocean, silencing all nearby sounds. Another theory
He can mute the ocean by silencing near. What skill set would he need in his body to be able to do that? What move is he hitting to just make everything go shh? That'd be hard though.
claims it communicates through infrasound, a frequency below human hearing, but one that can induce unease or fear. The sound originated from one of the most remote regions on Earth, between Easter Island and Antarctica, at depths of around 13,000 feet. The area remains largely unexplored.
Yo, imagine giving someone some deep explanation of this haunted sound in the bottom of the ocean. You call it the bloop. And they're like, the bloop? Is this something we should be worried about? Should I be concerned? And they're like, yes, listen to this.
13,000 feet.
Bro, that was Umi letting out a toot, bro. Holy.
The area remains largely unexplored. Later, some researchers suggested an ice quake may have caused it, though even they admitted the sound's structure was unusually organic. The legend quickly spread online. Its coordinates nearly matched the location of Rillier from Lovecraft's stories, sparking theories that bloop was Cthulhu awakening.
Cthulhu. It is Cthulhu. I made my guess on the wrong one, bro. It's Cthulhu's here. That's on me. I stopped it. I stopped too soon.
Since then, it's become a cult figure in digital mythology, a symbol of the deep's silent terror. In 2002 and 2005, scientists conducted follow-up missions to the same region, hoping to capture the sound again. But nothing similar was recorded. Even stranger, several hydrophones failed during the process. This led to theories that bloop either disrupts electronics or uses something that prevents detection. Since
Just imagining some big brain just blob at the bottom of the ocean, just able to just destroy every single piece of contact with humans or something. Like, that's what I'm just trying to imagine. That's hilarious.
1997, no similar sound has ever been recorded again. To some, it was a strange anomaly. To others, it remains the only acoustic trace of something still lurking in the dark.
Man, the bloop ain't doing nothing, bro. It was Cthulhu.
In ancient times, people often explained natural phenomena through mythical creatures.
Right.
If a solar eclipse was blamed on a giant raven, then the disappearance of the moon
They blamed the solar eclipse on a giant raven. Ravens are hard though. And that's why they over here naming the ravens some terrible, like a flock of ravens, a murder. They're naming them that because they thought they were the ones putting out the moon or putting out the sun and causing the eclipses. They hoeing ravens.
was the work of something far more colossal. Its name was Bakunawa. According to legend, this sea monster once rose from the ocean's depths and tried to swallow the moon. Whenever a lunar eclipse occurred,
Bro tried to swallow the moon and then realized he was too wide. His mouth couldn't open that long. He realized he didn't have the jaw for that. He had to tap out. That's why there's a little craters on it. His teeth got into it. He was like, hold on, man. This moon kind of tough. He dove right back down here.
people believed Bakunawa had returned. The creature was described as a giant sea serpent, so enormous its length was compared to entire islands, like Negros or Cebu. Its mouth,
Negros.
according to stories, resembled a lake and was wide enough to swallow a celestial body whole. Bakunawa's
Wide enough to swallow a celestial body. Is the celestial body like the moon? Like that's considered a celestial body? Because that sounds so hard. But if it just means swallowing the moon, then again, like if bro could swallow the moon, what he doing on Earth? Maybe he made the bloop sound. Maybe Cthulhu summoning him is the bloop sound. I'm a thinker, bro. I'm a thinker, or it's just Umi letting off a tube. Umi zoomy, that's our way. Something city. Dun, 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 today. Hey, okay, I'm cooking.
Skin was dark and smooth. Some depictions show it with fins, wings, or even glowing patches, much like deep-sea creatures. Interestingly, the moon-eating myth wasn't just meant to explain rare celestial events. It also warned of disasters. People believed that each time Bakunawa rose, it disrupted the balance of the ocean. In response, entire villages would rush to the shores, banging drums, striking metal, and lighting fires to scare the creature away and bring the moon back. Over time, Bakunawa became more than just a symbol of eclipses.
You know, it's crazy because you'll have like the solar eclipse is happening, so nobody actually understands what's going on at that time. So they all have their own theories, and there's probably like just some tribe somewhere who's just looking up, yo, they have his chest sagging, like his chest doesn't feel like it's on his body. Like you see, like right here, how it feels like his chest is like off the body. Or am I misgendering them? Regardless, like there was probably just a tribe over there chilling. They're like, oh guys, the sun's gone. Y'all know what that means. And they just all start getting drunk. They just use the time to just drink. And they all get high. They eating shrooms together. And then the sun comes back and they're like, oh, I guess we gotta wait for the next one.
She embodied the fear of what lies hidden in the water, beyond human control.
Okay.
Some tales claimed that her rise caused a momentary shift in ocean temperature, and coastal animals would act strangely. People began associating her appearance with droughts, floods, and vanishing fish. Even today, local fishermen sometimes recall old stories where the sea suddenly fell silent before a storm, and took it as a sign that Bakunawa had awakened. From a scientific perspective,
Even though like the sea just falls silent before a storm, period, right?
this myth is a classic example of how humans used storytelling to understand nature's cycles.
Now, I'm telling you, bro, their thought process, they were going crazy back in the day, and that's why y'all see so many crazy stories now, like that cat girl lady that's high, that be chain smoking. That's not even close to the things they were conjuring up in the past. That's not even close. We were always just thinking of BS.
Yet Bakunawa remains a lasting symbol of the sea's vast and unknowable
like
power. It's still a
mythology in general, like the backstories, the mythology be having is ludicrous, right? Like Medusa's backstory or what Zeus be doing, like all of it is just over the top.
appears in games, books, and animation, a reminder of how little we truly understand about the ocean and the stars. We now turn to the final creature, considered by many to be the most terrifying sea monster of all,
Cthulhu.
El Gran Maha.
El
It's
Gran
described as a
Maha.
massive predator up to 2,215 feet long, nearly twice the size of Bloop.
Who's measuring these things? Like who made the confirmed size of this? I just want to know. Walker, please read the chat. Oh, I'll be reading y'all, bro. Trust. Hey, look, not a single day goes by where I'm not like, bro, I'm reading chat. Like every single day time goes by, I'm thinking of reading chat. You know what I mean? Like reading chat truly is my highest priority. y'all feel me? Like reading chat truly is my highest priority, bro. Now look, here's the difference though. Reading chat and responding are two separate things. How y'all feel about that one? That was hard. Was that a snapper? Was that a snapper or no? Hold on. Away, Umi City.
And dozens of times longer than a blue whale. Its body
Holy, that
resembles a
thing's
serpent or deep-sea
gigantic.
eel, but far more powerful. Its eyes are small, pale, and dull, as if adapted to absolute darkness.
How many
The
gunshots
earliest
you think
documented
it'd take to say
account
that
dates
bad
back to
boy down?
1563, when a Spanish sailor named
Gotta be
Diego
more than
Alejandro
two.
described a beast with a mouth the size of a lifeboat and a body that disappeared into the fog. So
He definitely just saw a blue whale. Or something. Like what else? isn't do whales rise that much above the water? Probably. I think he probably just saw a whale and then over exaggerated the mess out of it.
Long he couldn't see the end of it. He claimed the
Bro was
creature's
the first
eyes
to see
glowed
a
in the
blue
dark,
whale.
watching silently from the depths. The original records were mostly lost to fire, but
Like, bro, that was a blue whale
surviving
saying
fragments
hi.
inspired centuries of chilling tales. Descriptions of El Gran Maja portray it as a hybrid between a sea serpent and a prehistoric predator, with a massive jaw full of long teeth and rough skin. Its 6 eyes are said to be arranged in 2 horizontal rows across its forehead,
His mouth was like the gates to hell.
possibly an adaptation to the pitch-black pressure zones of the ocean. It makes no sound, gliding silently through
Look
the
at those
dark like a
teeth.
moving shadow. Since the 2010s, El Gran Maja has been widely discussed across English-speaking corners of the internet, first on cryptozoology forums,
On cryptozoology. Sorry, what's that?
discussed across English-speaking corners of the internet, first on cryptozoology
What's cryptozoology?
forums,
How do you
then on
what-
YouTube
what?
and wiki-based fan communities. On the fandom platform, it even has its own dedicated page,
It's a huge beast. I mean, as long as 12 ships. And its eyes, yes, eyes were shining. He's describing it like he was
complete with
there.
fictional descriptions, pseudo-historical records, and illustrations. Thanks to these online spaces, El Gran Maja has become part of digital folklore
it would be a
alongside
hard
other
movie.
imaginary giants of the deep.
Bro, he would make a hard movie, bro. Preferably animated because it was going to be hard to... I think it would be hard to properly CGI it. Crypt studies as in the study of animals of cryptology. Bro, I didn't know cryptology was a thing.
Even knowing El Gran Maja is a creation of internet myth, its image still sends a chill down the spine. Not because it's real, but because of what it represents.
That scaring y'all? And y'all feel a little shiver in y'all boots? Like something is, I can feel a shiver. He's just not moving me.
The scale, silence, and unknowability of the ocean. That's the power of stories like this. They remind us how little we truly understand about what lurks below.
But one thing we do understand is that they not getting that big and coming to the surface. Besides that blue whale, hey, shout out to Blubberman, aka the blue whale. Regardless, amazing video. Hollandaise animated. Dun 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 dun. Dun 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 dun. Okay. Do I want to watch this generational loser? Or do I want to call it a day? Generational losers are called a day. Let's check out the generational losers, but I'm gonna use the bathroom first. I'll be right back. While I'm gone, think about the biggest loser in TV show history that you know of. Generational losers.
A loser. Someone who repeatedly sacrifices their dignity,
Right.
self-respect, or
Right.
personal growth for short-term desires.
Okay, bet. Hold on, I need to get water. I got my water.
Now, the term loser has changed a lot over the years. Growing up, whenever someone said the word loser, you immediately think the nerds, the
yeah.
gamers, the anime fans, the kid Naruto running down the halls, but they were never the actual
Loser basically just meant cringy.
losers. To be honest, they're probably the most down-to-earth person you speak to. They have true passion for what they love. Being a loser was never about your hobbies. It was your behavior, and not gonna lie, this whole vid stems from Rent a Girlfriend, that piece of garbage.
Piece of peak, bro. We call it POP. You're allowed to call it pop. Piece of peak.
Kazuya is the pure embodiment of a loser. 14 seasons, 7 million chapters, showcasing how much of a bum the main character is. They took D-Gen off the map for talking about this, and since
He hasn't been back. He read the story and he could not recover, bro. He tapped out. That single piece of fiction made him retire.
she put my life on the line, fuck it. Take me, Senshi, Billa, and Zeph. Take us all out the game. So it starts with him.
Bro.
Take me, Senshi,
Bro, why bro offering his gang up?
Billa, and Zeph.
Why is bro offering the whole team? Did they consent to that? Did they consent to being sacrificed?
Take us all out the game. So it starts with him getting dumped by his girl. Living in straight filth. He might be worse than Asmongold. And he's sitting here constantly thinking of his ex getting it on with someone else.
What?
That's turning him on, by the way. He likes that shit.
Oh. Okay, so he's just like, y'all.
So instead of, bettering yourself or maybe go outside perhaps, you're in college. That's the easiest way to meet people. You'll
he's in
eventually get another
college?
girl if
Okay.
that's what you want. But nah, he decides to go on his phone and rent a girlfriend.
He said it.
That is so bizarre to me that I
It's
thought the
bizarre,
only
but
way
hey.
you'd be able to think of something like this
Maybe he'll go through the experience one time. He's like, you know what? I just blew my money on something stupid like this.
is if you was putting
Like,
it in an anime, but
you know
it
what I mean?
recently came to my attention. This is a real thing.
Yeah,
Niggas in
renting a
Japan
girlfriend's
could
real,
actually rent a girlfriend. Anyways, he goes on a date with the girl, and I thought this was a Apple Pay situation, paying through the app before she pulls up, but that was not the case. They sat down, he pulled out his wallet, opened it, then handed the cash directly in her hands. Do you have no shame? You had four chances.
Eye contact, just. Thank you for talking to me. Low key. That's a therapist. That's a therapist. It's the same thing. Don't be ashamed.
To avoid this humiliation, but you still went through with it. And all day he's been falling for the hezzy. She's talking about oh my gosh, this is my first time ever coming to an aquarium. Yo, stop lying.
Right.
Yes, you have. You're rated 5 stars,
Right.
not a single bad review. I know one of them niggas took you to an aquarium. And later in the night, she initiates the hand holding, bro. Did you forget you paid for the experience? She doesn't
She's getting an extra tip. I don't think you're allowed to handhold when it comes to real life renting a girlfriend. Like, I don't think physical contact is allowed. Renting a girlfriend, from what I understand, is that you only get to have just a verbal connection in their presence. You cannot touch them if you were to actually go rent a girlfriend.
like you. All she's trying to do is make you a reoccurring customer. Then when he gets home, he pulls out the reviews and realizes she holds everyone's hand. You're not
Yes.
special. So instead of taking that L to the chest, accept
he
that
do,
you
bro?
just gave that woman money to acknowledge
What
you
did-
and move on.
What did he do?
He rents her again. This time though, he's trying to belittle her, asking how she doesn't feel heartless for what she's doing, but she is genuinely running game on this nigga.
No way, I really love this job. After all, I get to meet people like you.
He's never heard that sentence in his life. Walker, how would you know? I used to be a rent-a-girlfriend connoisseur. That's how.
I don't understand what this was supposed to accomplish. At the end of the day, you paid her twice. You're the get-rich scheme. You're the method. You can't be mad at anyone but yourself. You're the one keeping her in business. Even his parents know he's a loser. When she followed him to the hospital, they didn't even entertain the girlfriend possibility for more than a nanosecond. Immediately shut that down. Afterwards, they were talking and he started trauma dumping the saddest thing I ever heard. He was like, my grandma is a legend in our family. Her biggest wish was me to find a special someone before she passes on.
Like she didn't wish for you to be like successful in any type of way, for you to find a passion. She didn't wish for your happiness. Your grandma's only wish for you was for you to find someone special. She wanted you to find someone special because she knew you could never be special. That gotta sting.
And I want to grant her that wish. I had a girlfriend recently, but she dumped me before I could introduce her. Then I rented you out of desperation.
Like Chihiro.
I'm so lame, aren't I?
Yes.
What am I, a rabbit? What? Who's all alone?
What am I, a rabbit? W ad. Did she just say I don't feel like dealing with that? Is that what actually? She just walked away. Is that really?
And I kid you not, him and his friends casually have convos on the amount of times they beat they shit in a day.
Yo, Kazuya, how many times you jerk it yesterday?
Wow.
Only 3 times. What?
Realistic dialogue. No, girl really heard that trauma dump, took a deep breath, and just left. Imagine dumping your heart out and take a deep breath and leave. Oh, he stinks. Stop it. And he's gonna buy her again.
That friend group gotta be top 5 worst friend groups to ever exist. Out of the 1,000 things you can talk about, why would that ever be the topic of discussion?
Hey, yo, what the fuck? What am I hearing?
He's doing exactly what you think he is.
To their group, he's beating to their friend photo, like group friend photo. Like,
this scene was actually so unnecessary. I believed him when he said it. I didn't need proof. And he's doing it to a picture of his ex-girl. I don't know. And I hope you didn't think that was a one-time thing. Within the span of 2 minutes, he's about to do it again to the 5-second interaction they had prior. Yo, this nigga is an actual lost cause. At this point, I'm convinced.
Hey, recharging in 2 minutes? That's impressive. Gotta give him a round of applause.
And she casted some black magic, because why are you always imagining her fucking somebody?
Oh, man. I'm such a loser.
I'm glad you know. And there was this whole thing of her degrading him in front of everyone. And I'm glad you know. And there was this whole thing of her degrading.
I'd rather eat a bullet than go out with him again.
Him in front of everyone. And I don't mean slight remarks. She is genuinely trying to destroy his character. Shizuru actually stands up for him, telling him, yo, you shouldn't let her talk like that.
Cause you know why? Cause she knows she's gonna be able to hit a money spread after that one. She is paper chasing. She is paper chasing. Gotta give him a round of applause, bro. Got to.
It's just how I am. She's not wrong.
Oh my God, bro. Oh, hell no, man. What the fuck, man?
And then she leaves again. She's like, I tried to get that bonus and it didn't work. I'm gone.
You can't be serious. Yo, you allowed her to fully degrade you, and then you followed her instructions to a T. You might as well get on all fours and lick her shoes while you're at it. The worst part is, he sits back down like a good boy, and she proceeds to order off the menu for him. Bro, you are a grown man. And I don't mean she's ordering something he could have mentioned earlier, or she was ordering for the whole table. No, she gave him what she wanted him to have.
Oh my God.
And throughout throughout the whole show, he's constantly crying on how pathetic he is, but he'll go out and do the same thing he was mad at himself for doing. Oh, and by the way, Shizuru is never with him because she wants to. Deadass, every time you see them together, he pays a fee for that to happen. It's like every woman in this show is running game on him, bro.
They're not running game. I feel like running game requires a level of intellect of knowing what you're doing. No. He just stinks. Like, that's not running game. She literally bullied him, forced him to, said, you're eating this, and he just sat there. That's not running game.
It's getting ridiculous. And if you thought the gooning was over, boy, oh boy, you were so wrong. For some reason, these same 10 people do everything in unison. They're always at the same place at the same time, not planned. So they always at the beach, took some pictures. When he gets home, he checks the group chat, sees his ex. Oh man, I guess it's about that time.
What?
For the next 2 minutes. Like, seriously. The next 2 whole minutes of runtime. You need a hobby, man. This is getting bad.
You're telling me they have 2 minutes of beat cam? You're talking about they have 2 minutes of beat cam?
Pick up reading, a sport, something. Why is there so many scenes of this? It's too much. It's too much. And apparently the...
Do you think the animators, like, when they got to this anime, they're like, yes. Yes. You think they were like salivating? What? This looked like a little girl. What is this photo? Hold on. Wait. She look kind of. She looking like boss lady right here. She look kind of clean.
The author fell in love with Shizuru, fell in love with his own drawing, his own made-up person. He's been seen on Twitter shipping himself with her, drawing her around his daily life and shit. Part of me wants to believe it's some type of promo to keep up the audience attention, but at the same time, you never know. Because he even changed Kazuya in the manga so he'll look more like him. See, that right there makes me believe he's really too far gone. This whole story is really 15 million chapters of nonsense.
It's really just, however long the story is, because I don't know, of just the author trolling. Like I wouldn't be surprised if the author like started this story just because he just wanted to like play around. He was just making some BS, and then he realized people were reading it, and he's like, oh, people love slop. I'm going to slop farm. I'm going to slop farm this series because I don't really care about it that much. It's just stupid. He just wanted to do something stupid.
But I'm tired of talking about him. He gets so many chances to improve, but just chooses not to. Now, I know I'm late, but I just watched this movie a few days ago. Bear from Obsession. At the start, he comes off as a normal guy who's scared to tell a girl he likes her. You know, we've all been there. He then makes a wish for said girl to love him more than anything in the world. At first, he thought it was just a coincidence. You know, maybe she liked me the whole time, but bro, this is not Disney Channel. Every sign that showed up screaming that Nikki isn't herself, instead of saying, hold on, this is getting kind of...
Why was bro stabbing the cake like that? Why was he giving a cake that was right on the inside for him to stab?
Weird, I don't look that good. He leans into it. He embraced it. That good guy act went down the drain. When they was kissing on the bed and she screamed out of nowhere, red flag. They're gonna play, my boy. That ain't normal. Then you're a dead cat that you put in a bag and I don't know.
Yeah, and then she made
stuffed in the closet.
Also, what? I think that kind of shows that Bear was a bad person off rip, because he didn't try to bury his cat. He didn't do none of that. He just put it away.
How did she get access to that?
They just threw him
You
away
woke up in the morning with that shit on display.
Or did she dig him up? I don't remember. But this right here, like every single thing that's happened to this point could have been written off because she was talking about how something's going on with her dad or whatnot, right? This right here should have been wraps immediately. There should have been, there's no further communication for me to have with you at this point. This is ridiculous.
That should be a telltale sign that something is severely wrong. You knew her for a couple of years. That's more than enough time to figure out if someone's weird or not. So he told his boy about it, and they came to the conclusion that, yeah, she's deaf on Molly. And even with that possibility in the air, he still gets in a relationship with her. A whole compilation and everything. Maybe the dead cat on display wasn't enough proof. So flashback to the night when he made the wish. She tells him that her dad was dying, you know, sad baiting. Crying and all. Both him and his boy was confused, like, wait, she was crying about her dad. The same dad that she doesn't give a damn about, apparently. Do you know how much you have to not like someone for it to be a known fact that you don't like them? Hours upon hours of grinding, bringing that nigga name up just so you can slander it. That is what I call dedication. And they knew it was too, because homeboy calls his phone mid-date. Yeah, Bear, remember when she told you her dad had cancer? Yeah, she lied.
Yeah,
he's as healthy as a human can possibly be.
Just hit him with that was ultra cap. And then, oh man,
in fact, he's on the cover.
Never mind, there is no next scene. There's no scene in Boxing Say.
Magazine of Men's Health. That nigga is overly healthy. And you would think after hearing that, Bear would be like, nah, this isn't okay. Who would lie about that? He goes home and sleeps with her. Nigga, that is the purple fruit. Nigga, that's grape. Nigga, that's grape. This is not okay, buddy. You're weird. Then she tapes her front.
Using a Homelander as the face of someone saying, oh, that's weird, is blowing me.
Door. Oh, that's just Nikki, man. She's fine. Cooks your dead cat into a sandwich. Oh, that's just Nikki, man. She's fine. Your own best friend tells you that the situation is making you look like a weirdo. Oh, that's just Nikki, man. She's fine. Come home after a 13-hour shift with her.
Mind you, she... Like, I don't know if he just said there or not, because, like, I keep fading out. I just hurt my teeth. I just closed my mouth so hard and my teeth just clanked. He had to go through and rip open a duct tape covered door to go to work. And just came back like it was fine. He ripped open a duct tape covered door. It just came right back.
Waiting at the door, standing in her own filth. Oh, that's just Nikki, man. She's fine. When is she not fine? Every day can't be sunshine and rainbows. You have an excuse for everything she does. By this point, there ain't no more pretending. He knows what's going on. Him calling the One Wish Hollow Company told us everything we needed to know. And the two moments that happened after this, first being at the party where she randomly starts yelling,
"It's not me. It's not me."
Stabbing herself.
Yep. That was
a broken bottle. And second,
and then people just letting that slide. They just let that slide. But then again, it is just Nikki, so.
And is when she's lying in bed, literally asking for Bear to kill her because the fake version is asleep. And
so the problem with this scene is that people are like, Bear should have did something. Now, Bear was already a weirdo, so there's no defending that. But like, y'all just expect Bear to catch a body? Like, okay, he catches a body, and then what? You want him to catch a body, hide the body? All his friends know that he stays with Nikki. He was cooked. He was cooked. He wasn't going to be able to do nothing.
He thinks absolutely nothing about both situations, by the way. In fact, when she was lying in bed pleading to be freed, the first thing this nigga says, wait, what's so bad about being with me? Man, shut that shit up. Nobody want to hear that sorry shit. Free that girl. Trapped her in this hell of loving yo lame ass.
Nah, I'm not going to lie. When I heard her, when he turned around, I'm like, I felt like he was going to say something stupid like that. But there's nothing wrong with being with you, bro. I mean, that's what Nikki says. Everything's just fine.
And his two best friends and him end up dying because of this man. Long story short, fellas, if you like that girl, tell her. Ladies, if you like that guy, tell him. Because truly, you never know. They might like you back. You don't want to be a bear. Now, someone who actually saddens me to talk about, but he has to be on this list, Mordecai. As much as I rock with Mordecai, I have to come to terms with the fact that he's a loser. He's had a thing for Margaret for so long and refused to do anything about it.
He's not staring at the cheeks, dog. He's staring at the way she's able to ride the bike, bro. Like the efficiency she's putting on those pedals, bro. He's not looking at butt, man. They would never allow that on Cartoon Network. Trust. He's not looking at butts. Bro said, I am.
It. I swear she's been with 15 different niggas before Mordecai got the courage to ask her out. You know, at some point, you see this girl every day, you gotta say something. But that's not what makes him a loser. Being nervous doesn't make you a loser. Everyone gets nervous. But not everyone would vaporize their best mans over some shit like that. Now, Rigby doesn't get a free pass because
he don't. Rigby's annoying. Rigby's obnoxious.
He is truly the biggest L-mans in history. I can't fully call him a loser, but he for sure has loser tendencies. He made Margaret laugh one time and all of a sudden he think he Dave Chappelle.
He is Dave Chappelle though, like he is Dave.
Going out his way to make her laugh just to get Mordecai jealous. And the cherry on top, he asked Margaret out to the movies right in front of him, and she said, yes, nigga, I will behead you. Not gonna lie, Mordecai, I apologize. Your reaction was actually valid.
Rigby was showing him how easy it was. And then Mordecai wasn't doing nothing. So he kept showing him like, hey, Mordecai, it really is this easy, bro. Like, you just need to talk to her. He was, you know.
Rage bait was so serious, he had Mordecai dead-ass tweaking.
Crazy.
Bro, your reaction was actually valid. The rage...
I feel like this is crazier than like the making laugh part. Now, the movie tickets is the craziest part. But beside him talking about he's going to tongue her down... That's wicked, bro.
The debate was so serious, he had Mordecai deadass tweaking. Bro was staring at a blank static screen. I don't blame you for pushing him. Now, this is the only case where I give Mordecai a pass, but there are countless...
Nice. W-ad.
Other occasions where I can't defend this dude. It got so bad to where he was buying cologne that would apparently make Margaret fall in love with him. Or when he was clowning...
He looked around and thought it was going to work immediately. Holy...
Rigby for wanting to go to this concert, but the millisecond he heard Margaret was going, he was all for it. Really begged Benson for overtime to afford the tickets, just for when you actually get there, you see Margaret chilling with her boyfriend.
Wow.
There was this other time where she left for college, had Mordecai depressed for months. When he finally got himself back together, you think, oh, finally, he must have got over her. No, he was doing laundry, came across a sweater she left behind, and this nigga really drove 20 hours just to give it back to her. And not only that, he kicked Rigby out the car because he was the only person making a lick of sense.
Hey, bro, she needed the sweater. You don't know. That could have been her only sweater. That could have been her only sweater, bro. She could have been getting cold. It'd be funny if he was like driving to like Florida or something. He's driving down to Florida to give her a sweater because we all know she needs one there.
20 hours is ridiculous. I don't know how his brain allowed him to do that. If I even go past 2, that's when I start getting mad at...
For me, it's an hour and a half. The second I'm driving longer than an hour and a half, I'm irritated.
Everything. The rest of the ride is no music, just straight wind noise. And I don't even gotta explain this next clip. Just look.
Your chariot, milady. Thanks again for letting me borrow your car.
Huh? Hey, it'll be nice having you drive me around
for a change.
Makes me feel special.
Yeah.
Oh my god.
This dude is...
Well, hey, that could be tied up to nervousness, though. He's just nervous. He's just nervous, bruh. He really don't have his own car, though, bro. He really don't. Hey, but he has a room, though. He has a room, you know. Never mind, bro. At least, you know.
It's like 25, borrowing her chariot to take her out. You've been working for 7 years, bro. Is Benson not paying you? And
hey, but you know, think about the comedy, though. You know what I'm saying? Like he's using his comedic narcissism to his advantage. You know, he's like, here's your chariot. He just sold it. He sold the joke by banging his head against the steering wheel.
when he met CJ, someone who actually liked him, someone who wasn't with a different nigga every week, someone who had the same interests. He finally found a woman he should cherish, but no, he finds every possible way to mess it up. He invites both CJ and Margaret to the same movie. They both find out, so he ends up going with neither one of them. Later on, he officially makes CJ his girl. They go to this Christmas party. Margaret happens to be there, and this dumbass nigga gonna kiss Margaret.
Ooh. Ooh. Ooh.
How CJ forgives him is beyond me, but the worst of them all, he goes to Muscle Man's wedding, the day to celebrate Muscle Man and Starla, but this guy somehow makes the day about him in front of all these people, makes a whole speech on not knowing who his soulmate is when CJ is in the same room, embarrassed her in front of all these people.
At Muscle Man's wedding? What would, why? Why? At Muscle Man's wedding? For what?
And that was the last time for the rest of the show we ever seen her. Spent multiple seasons chasing Margaret, fumbled 99% of the time, finally gets with someone who genuinely likes him but threw it all away. This guy sucks. Now those first...
Well, why? Why did he do it at the wedding though? Like what was the reason?
3 were romance related, but this next one is a loser in a different sense. Greg Heffley. You don't even realize it until you go back and rewatch the movies when you're older. This little dude swear he's the talk of the town. Obsessed with looking cool, but hasn't done a single cool thing throughout any of the movies. He couldn't even find a seat at a lunch table. And Rowley, his only friend, loyal into the very end. But I guess that isn't enough, because Greg treats him like shit. Clowns on everything he does, what he wears, how he acts, picking out what he wears, changing the way he walks, and I don't know what
Nah, great thing he a fashionista, bro.
type of game this is. What's the end goal, the objective? I just know Greg is the one who came up with this. Why are we throwing footballs at the other person riding down the hill? There's a reason he ain't want to go first. He knew this was stupid. Ended up breaking Rowley's arm. And when Rowley was the one who gained all the attention...
Hey, I'm the one who broke his hand.
Hey, dog, Greg, you really are that guy. Hey, W, Greg, you really are him.
Then you're a jerk.
And he was dead jealous that Rowley had all the motion. So he tried faking his own cast, but they do not fuck with you, bro. Hang up the jersey. Then the kid who was in charge of doing the school cartoons got sick. Greg seen this as an opportunity. And after 2 wasted notebooks, he finally realized he can't do this alone. He calls Rowley over to help him, so he's showing him what he likes.
No, it's not funny. Well, I think it is. I like
Oh, nice ad. Lovely.
Zooey Mama. You know what? If you like it so much, then why don't you go do it yourself?
What?
Yeah.
Yo, you
asked him for help and then you kicked him out.
Him over here. What do you mean do it yourself? He didn't want to do it in the first place.
Riley,
this kid is
Riley got nothing else to do though. He just chilling.
An asshole, and it only gets worse from here. They're both in the safety patrol, and with the cast on, Rowley isn't able to get wet, so he couldn't walk the kids home. Greg borrows Rowley's jacket, told all the kids to get in the hole. The neighbors seen that, said, "Yo, what's going on? Rowley, is that you?" Yeah, it's me.
Wow.
Got his ass sent to the principal's office, got his badge removed, kicked off the team.
Riley's like, bro, what are you? I was home. I did not do that. I wasn't there.
Greg talks to his mom very vaguely about it. I know the truth about something, and if I say it, it could hurt somebody. But if I don't, it could hurt somebody else. Well, just go with your gut, Greg.
I decided to let Riley take one for the team.
Wow. This kid has the...
Hey, Greg, you're legendary. You're legendary. I decided to let him take one for the team. Nah, you're different. You're different. You're actually a G, bro. Hey, hey, you're a 10 out of 10 character for that one. 10 out of 10 character for that one. I gotta give that to you.
Soul of a demon. And after everything was done, after all the consequences was dealt out, is when he finally decides to tell Rowley the truth, and that's all he did. Tell the truth. Not an ounce of remorse, not a single sorry escaped his mouth. He said, yeah, it was me. But we both learned a valuable lesson from this. I gotta watch for who's around, and you need to watch who you lend your coat to.
Something's wrong with him. That's not
Hey,
human,
Rowley.
man. He's not regular,
Rowley.
man. Who's the devil.
Now, someone
him, bro.
who is
Suck
way
him.
worse than everyone on the list combined. Man, I've been waiting so long to slander this bitch ass nigga. Rudius. I probably
Ah, yes. King Loser himself. Rent-A-Girlfriend could never be as much as a loser as Rudius is. I don't remember the main character of Rent-A-Girlfriend, but you can, yo, it takes levels and felonies to be as bad as Rudius.
talked about him before, but I don't remember. I would never pass up a chance to get the Mushoku Tensei fans mad. Rudius, your GOAT, is a fucking loser. More
Not me! Not mine!
than a loser, actually. He's the scum of the earth.
Yes.
The difference between him and everyone else is that everyone else is redeemable. Kazuya, Mordecai, Greg. I wouldn't mind having an
I mean, Greg is literally like, what, 12? Like, Kazuya is, he's irredeemable, but he only causes harm to himself. You know what I mean? Mordecai, though. At a wedding, Mordecai? At a wedding, Mordecai? Like, if without the wedding part, you had a chance. But at the wedding is crazy. Of course, Bear isn't redeemable. Bear? Yeah.
exchange of words with them. Rudius, I don't even want to be
Scum.
seen in the same room. So
Absolutely
Rudius
not.
before the reincarnation was a shut-in. He stood a shut-in for the next 20 years before he got kicked out. You want to know the reason why he got kicked out?
No.
And
Talk to me. No. He missed his parents' funeral. What was he doing when he missed his parents' funeral? Please let me know. Please let me
instead
know.
of attending his parents'
What
funeral,
happened?
he decided to stay his funky ass here and
do what?
goon to a video of his niece bathing, which he got by placing a hidden camera in the shower. Yo, if any
Great character. Fantastic, right?
of y'all defend this nigga, truly, you need
Now
to
look, the way people try to defend that scene is what they'll do is they'll say it's not really his niece because it was his niece in the web novel, but they took it out in the canon version. The way I view it is the intention, though. The intention was, okay, we're going to say it's his niece, and then they dialed back. And so the canon version is him just beating to something. I think it's a lolly. I think it's a young girl, if I'm not mistaken. But they took that part out. Yeah. Yeah. Hold on. Okay.
be exterminated. This is not a safe space. If you see any comments like that, get on their ass. I usually don't condone bullying, but sometimes it's needed. So he gets kicked out and ends up getting hit by a truck, reincarnating into a new world.
I think he got hit by a truck trying to, I think, was he trying to protect like a kid getting hit by the truck, so he goes out and push it?
Now, you would think that given a second chance, he would make the most of it, bettering himself as a person,
you
not
would think.
repeating the same mistakes he did the first
you
time.
would think.
But no, he doesn't change.
At
He
all.
actually creates a shrine of his teacher's panties, a holy relic he worships for good luck.
Literally, like, they talk about him changing, but he was 11 years old talking about some, or 9-year-old is talking about some, I'ma groom them to become like a wife later. I don't remember, was he talking to Eris or was he talking about his teacher? I don't know. It was one of the two.
Extremely weird, but somehow not the worst thing he's
Not
done.
even close.
Later on in the series, he actually falls in love and does it with Eris. She is 15, by the way. You see how that's wrong, right? The Rudius Glazers love to say
That's not even the, hold up. Okay, that's bad. No. I don't even think that was the worst part of it. I think there was a time they were on a boat when they were younger or they were traveling. And then like he felt the need to beat after getting having contact with her. And he did something when they were younger as well. Like there was one more thing they did when they were like younger than when that happened. But I can't remember the specifics. They are blood cousins. The only reason why that's not as big as a whoa is because like it is like older times. So like the blood cousin part isn't the craziest part. You know what I mean? It's the fact that he's a 40-year-old man. Like in his head, he like, and here's what makes it the worst, right? Because not only do you know just like that he was reincarnated, what the show actively does is that it will show him in his previous body, in his previous voice. Of course, he has a new voice when he's younger in a new character, but they'll show his previous body and previous voice talking to some god or whatnot to show that he still maintains like his sanity of his past life and his memories of his past life. So the show constantly reminds you that this is a grown man. It constantly reminds you that. Now I know not to watch this anime. Yeah. And what sucks about this is that the anime is genuinely it's so good in every facet an anime could be besides the main character. But for me personally, the main character is so deplorable and he gets no punishment for his actions that it's like, well, I don't want to watch it because the anime is the animation's amazing, the story is amazing, the characters are complex and deep, and they're not perfect characters, but it's so good, but I can't get past the main character. I can't do it.
Oh, but he was reincarnated. He's actually younger than she is. No, he's not. Not at all. That's not how that works. He's pushing 50. He kept all his memories, experiences, and knowledge from his previous life. He's mentally a grown-ass man, which makes him a grown-ass man. You don't see us calling little people kids just because they're little. If they've been alive for 30 years, they're 30 years old. Use that same logic for Rudius. And you know the exact excuse they always make?
Oh, but actually, he's been a shut-in for 20 years, so technically, mentally, he's still a middle schooler.
Yo, shut that shit up. You're acting as if you were strapped to a chair in a 1x1 box for 2 decades. He was still exposed to the internet, to media. The only thing that excuse would make sense to is if you were calling him awkward. Cause yes, being a shut-in for 20 years will make you socially inept, but you don't just stop using your brain. So he goes to this school, ends up reuniting with his childhood friend, and of course they couldn't keep this a platonic relationship. They ended up doing the do. That girl is 16. What more do I have to say? All y'all Rudius fans? FBI, open up!
Yeah, he skipped a very interesting part of this story. After Eris and Rudius slept together, Eris didn't feel like she was worthy of Rudius because Rudius was different. That's another thing. Rudius is different in this world. Like, he's blessed with he's blessed with so much power and potential. He was just blessed. She didn't feel worthy of him. So she wrote a note and left him in the middle of the night. Right? To let him, she's 15 years old, so she didn't verbalize herself correctly. So Rudius thought he was a failure. He has an entire arc of having erectile dysfunction. So after that whole interaction, you can sum it up to a 15-year-old gave him ED. Him reuniting with his best friend right there, with his childhood friend, is him being able to get bricked again. So yeah. Bro, he definitely, I forgot when he said it, but he definitely did say he wanted to groom one of the girls. I don't know if it was his childhood friend. I don't know if it was Eris. He wanted to groom one of them to become the perfect wife. He said that like 9 or 11 years old, so he knew what he was doing. He did something weird with Eris, or I think he peeped on Eris, or he touched Eris while she was sleeping, I think. He did something weird, bro. He did something weird. I don't remember.
And we can even bring this to real life. There was a time where you couldn't get past 3 scrolls on social media before seeing another one of those prank videos. There was this guy who was running around the streets of Paris injecting people with a mystery syringe. How do you even think of that shit? I'm pretty sure he got sentenced to 12 months in prison too. But the worst of the worst, this happened like 3 years ago. Y'all probably seen this already, but this is my first time ever seeing this. This dude gave his friend a fucking horse laxative. He is in pure agony, not gonna lie. I hope after he exited that stall and wiped that nigga off the face of the planet, he's sitting there laughing and recording at your suffering, all for some views.
Oh, another thing about Jobless reincarnation, because it's not just Rudius being written weird. Let me tell you a little bit about what happens further on in the story, because y'all are not gonna watch it anyways. Rudius' little sister, she likes Rudius in a way that she shouldn't be liking him. I believe at like the current time in the story, he's like 20 something and she's like 9 or 11 or something like that. So because Rudius is like, Rudius actually has the realization that he's like, dang, even though my little sister is getting developed, I don't see her as anything besides my sister. A crazy thing to have to say and realize, by the way. Absolutely absurd, but I guess that's character development. Regardless, she proceeds to get with one of Rudius's kids in the future. She gets with one of his kids. She grooms one of his kids. Yeah. Yeah. So that's a great read, I guess. And so when stuff like that happens, that's when you really start looking at the author and you're just like, why? Genuinely, what did that add to the story? Genuinely, like that could just not have happened.
For views that left his life the exact same way. He ain't gained a single dime for doing this to him. And another thing, the grown-ass men posting birthday countdowns on their story. Really? A week in advance, I guess. 3 days, I guess. The day before, sure. But nigga, why am I seeing 31 days until my birthday? What are we doing?
You're hating.
See, you're not a loser for that, but that's definitely some early signs. You got some tendencies.
That's like the least serious thing he said this whole time. Bro, regardless, amazing video. I'm Kevin. And with that being said, I hope y'all enjoyed this stream. I hope y'all have had a wonderful day. Hope you have a wonderful rest of your night. Sleep tight and please do not let the bed bugs bite. What?
That's all, folks.
Excuse my charisma. Vodka with a spritzer. Swagger down packed. Call that Matricia. Young money militia. And I am the commissioner. You don't want to star Wheezy cause the F is for